Professionalism, compassion, kindness, and optimism.
And coming to you live on a beautiful sunny day in Brantford, Ontario, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the IBL coverage of your Brantford Red Sox as they take on the visiting London Majors. Tonight, the second game of a three-game homestand on Friday, today, Sunday, and Tuesday. That's that rescheduled game against the Toronto Maple Leafs from a few Fridays back. We're very excited to have you here, and great turnout here live in attendance as well. Many Brantford Red Sox fans getting ready, getting engaged on a beautiful day for an awesome day of baseball against a top opponent. Brantford coming off a close loss on Friday night. Hopefully you were here watching us live on YouTube. I was joined by Carlos Verde. Unfortunately, it'll just be myself today, Marshall Crocker. I'll be your play-by-play for this awesome action on what should be a great afternoon of two talented teams, two empowered teams, two teams that really want this win. They're kind of ships in the night, these two teams. The London Majors come into today, becoming the first team to knock off the league's white whale, that being the Welland Jackfish. They were 7-0, a perfect undefeated record. London takes them down on Saturday. Last night at 6 o'clock, they beat them 9-7, and now make the Welland Jackfish a 7-1 baseball team and raise their own record to 7-4. They played 11 games, more than any team in the league. Brantford's only played 9, and they're unfortunately 1-8. But as we've talked about all season on these home broadcasts, this team, this Brantford Red Sox team, is anything but a 1-8 baseball team. They got some great talent, and one of those guys we want to talk about right off the bat. We'll get to our players to watch in a moment. We'll tell you in a few minutes who we should talk about, who you should keep your eye on for tonight's action. But I want to first of all highlight our starting pitcher matchup. On the mound, you're going to see first year for your home Brantford Red Sox, Jeremiah Sucre. Coming off an 0-1 record, only one start on this season. Unfortunately allowed a 6.75 ERA in that outing, only 4 strikeouts. One walk, though. He was keeping the walks down. He was making the other team earn their based on balls, and was doing a good job. I know that the game kind of got out of hand there for him, but that's been a kind of recurring theme for the starters for Brantford in the later kind of middle stage innings of games this season. The 4th and 5th, it starts to turn around, and that's what happened to him earlier in the season. On the other side of the mound, Jose Arias, same record, 0-1. We'll see him in just a few moments. 5.50 ERA, 12 strikeouts, much more impressive getting guys to swing and miss, but 12 walks, having a little bit of a tough time with that plate discipline with the ball. So let's keep an eye on those two guys today. We'll talk more about their days as we go on. But first of all, we're getting right into the action. Toby Simmons, center fielder for the London Majors, is ready. He is set to go, and he is one of the very best in this lineup. There's a reason he's hitting first today. And Sucre puts the first pitch just on the outside of the zone. He'll start with a strike to begin his day. Let's take a look at the numbers here for Toby Simmons, the quick, speedy center fielder out there for the London Majors. He's hitting .378 this season, 45 at-bats, one of the top in the league. This London team, remember, has played more games than anybody in the IBL. He's got 17 hits, 9 RBIs. He's walked 7 times, struck out 14 times. So bit of an aggressive appearance at the plate, a guy that really likes to swing. 1-1 here, and we'll see what he can put up against Sucre. First batter of the day, hard swing on that one. Sucre will take the 1-2 advantage on batter number 1. We'll introduce you in just a moment to your Brantford defense, but a few substitutions in the infield. Watch Lucas Bateman moving to third base today. Matt Torreson moving to first. That one very inside on the hands. Simmons didn't even flinch. That'll be a 2-2. So to introduce your infield today, it's going to be Torreson for the first base position. Del Vecchio making his first appearance on the season. Kevin Del Vecchio will be starting at second base. The always talented, always electric Max Schmarter starts at shortstop today, as he has all season. And Lucas Bateman, as aforementioned, will move to third base. Simmons, swing going to be popped up and wide. Third baseman might have an angle on it. Lucas Bateman will record the out. Textbook catch. I think everybody thought it was going foul, but the wind brought it back. And speaking of the weather, what a beautiful day here in Brantford, Ontario. I hope you can see live watching at home, but beautiful sunny, about 23 degrees, very little outcast in the outfield. It is a beautiful, beautiful day for baseball. Coming up to bat here is going to be Francisco Fajardo, the shortstop. Another one of the very best in the IBL, and I'm going to be saying that a lot today. This London Majors offense is absolutely electric. Fajardo hitting .366, 41 at-bats. He's got 15 hits on the season. As well, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. We'll try the bunt. Won't quite make contact with it on that one. That'll go for strike 1. Fajardo, only 2 walks on the season. Another one of those guys with a very aggressive plate approach. Likes to let the bat do the talking. Likes to have some of these counts go a little bit quicker for the pitcher, which may play into Sucre's hands today. Didn't go too far in his first outing this season. We'll see what he can do today. Bit of a chop bunt there. Kind of a swinging bunt. That play will be made. Gets there in time. What a play. Del Vecchio making his debut today on defense at second base. He got that one snagged in a hurry. Quick throw. And I think Fajardo took exception to that call there. He looked relatively unpleased. Tucker Zdunich going to make his first appearance today, hitting in that all-important 3 spot. The left fielder will make his first cuts, and already 2 outs here in this early first inning. Brantford been doing a great job all season, not just in general on defense, but early in games. They really hold these top teams scoreless early. Sucre, the first pitch. Inside on the hands, that'll go for ball 1. Okay, some information here on Zdunic. He's hitting .250 on the season, only 8 at-bats. Hasn't made many appearances. Surprised he's hitting in the 3-hole today, but clearly the manager, Roop Chabdarat, is feeling positive about his chances today. 2 hits, 2 runs on the season. That one inside and just low. Going to go 2-0 to Zdunic here. Zdunic 1 walk in those 8 at-bats I mentioned before, but 2 RBIs and a home run. So hasn't been out there much, but he's made his impact felt when he is getting the call in the lineup here. The 2-0 from Sucre. That one doesn't go around and will fall low. They'll appeal to third base. He'll say no swing. Already a 3-0 count here. Zdunic right now, a traffic cone would also be 3-0. Zdunic doing a good job just letting those balls go by as Sucre tries to get his pitch location figured out here. The 3-0. That one, they'll give it to him. Bottom corner, Sucre stays in the count. That'll go 3-1 here. Sucre only 4 strikeouts on the season. He'd love to end off this inning with 1, but he'll have to work his way into a full count to do so. The 3-1. Zdunic, that one struck well into right field. Making a play on it is Brody Black. He'll slide, won't get a hand underneath it. Got to the ball, just didn't get it in the glove. That one will come down for the first hit of the day. Tucker Zdunic on base there with a single. So let's finish up our run of the Brantford defense. The outfield today, we got Ren Takioka starting in the left field position. Ethan Palos out there in center field. He'll be hitting first today as he did 2 days ago against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. And Brody Black, we just saw narrowly miss that play there out in right field. That'll round off your defense with, once again, Cassidy Watt getting the call. I think he's settled into a full-time catcher position for this Red Sox defense. He'll be out there today hitting fourth. A little bit of movement on first base from Zdunic. That one to go in low for ball 1. Not seeing too much movement here early on from Sucre. I think as we've kind of seen with these Brantford starters early in the year, just trying to establish some presence, trying to establish his understanding of the strike zone. Once he's got that location down, I'd imagine we'll see a little bit more variety. The 1-0. That one struck well as well out to center field. Palos tracking it down. It'll go over the head into the warning track. All the way around comes Zdunic to third. He should make it home. He'll get the green light, and he'll settle into second. Will Eduardo Diolio. We nearly got a chance to even introduce him, and one of the best hitters in the IBL. RBI double will open up this game offensively for the Majors. 1-0 here in the first inning. So Zdunic scores. Diolio now on second. That's going to be Byron Reichstein, the DH, getting the all-important designated hitter call today. He'll be hitting fifth in the lineup. He sees a man staring at him across the infield on second base. Remember, Sucre still 2 outs. Has a decent chance to get out of this one, but he will want to do so. This London offense. It's been very hit or miss, I will say, this season. Their last 5 games, they had 4 runs in a loss against Toronto, no runs in a loss against Guelph, then 8 runs to beat the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers by 1 a week ago, then in 3-1 loss against Barrie, and then a 9-7 win against Welland. So very big or very little in terms of runs scored. Kind of a polarized offense, this London Majors team. That one will be swung on. Will find its way low. Nice vertical movement on that one. 1-1. Byron Reichstein here hitting .259 on the season. He's been more or less full-time for this London offense. 11 strikeouts on the season, though. That one to go wide. He'll let that one record in the ball column. Yeah, Reichstein, 11 strikeouts, 4 walks, 4 RBIs, 2 home runs, though. One of the few hitters in the entire IBL with 2 or more home runs this season. I believe the London Majors have 4 players that fit that bill. The 2-1 to Reichstein. That one popped up in the air, should go right over the head of the shortstop, Max Schmarter. One of the best gloves on the team will make the easy play, and that will retire the side. 1 run allowed here in the early stages for the London Majors, but that offense was looking pretty potent. Sucre, I think, just kind of a feeling out period there in the starting pitcher position. I think he'll establish a little bit more movement, a little bit more stuff as the game goes on. So to come out of that one with only 1 run allowed, you can do a whole lot worse. Let's take a look at my 2 players to watch here coming into today. There's 2 guys that caught my eye here in this game with Brantford and London specifically. And the approach I wanted to take, the lens I wanted to look at, is let's look at back to the beginning of the season. These 2 teams opened up their calendar against each other. And let's start on the London side. We'll start with a gentleman who is going to bat here in just a few moments. Actually looking, there may be a quick substitution. So we're going to jump to my Brantford player to watch first. We'll see if we see an appearance from my second face. So let's jump back to the Brantford side. We're going to go Lucas Bateman, a gentleman that has typically this season been playing at the second base position, doing a great job out there defensively, but one of the less taxing out there in the infield. He's going to get the call in third base today, the infielder from Waterloo, Ontario. And his start against the London Majors, arguably his best offensive performance of the season. I know his box score stats, as we talked about 2 days ago with Carlos Verde, a lot of the time that line score doesn't tell the whole story, and he was one of those guys. Big defensive, performance for him. He was out there. He looked electric right off the rip, but he was also a guy, with some base running pop, a little bit of pizzazz out there. Had those London pitchers and really the entire infield defensive staff guessing 1 run, 2 RBIs, 2 for 4 in that game, but also hitting an impressive 357 on the whole season, 4 RBIs, 5 runs, 10 hits overall. So very understandable why he's been a guy, as I talked about again on Friday, who's moved around the lineup all season. He's hit 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th, every odd number in the order. He's hit there at some point, and now Lucas Bateman today is going to get that all-important number 3 spot. Number 29 is going to be a valuable name to watch out for. He may be an X factor for this Brantford offense. Getting ready, getting warmed up out there on the mound for the London Majors today is going to be Jose Arias. We talked about him a little bit earlier in our pitcher matchup, but a guy that's had quite a few innings, more than any pitcher on this Brantford Red Sox rotation. He's had 18 innings pitched this season, a 5.50 ERA in those games, 12 strikeouts for him, but remember those 12 walks, a very polarized, very volatile pitching presence out there. I think London putting a guy today that has a little bit more to prove, looking to get a first win in the win column this season against a team they may perceive as their least threatening of the 3 teams they'll play in consecutive days this weekend. Remember, they played Welland yesterday. They played Barrie on Friday. First pitch of the day for Arias. That one low, but just inside. Going to be strike 1. The 0-1 count to our leadoff hitter today, Mr. Ethan Palos. Talked a lot about him on Friday. He's hitting .421 this season. That one low, a little bit high. Going to be a little bit high, a little bit outside. Not much movement, but the pitch couldn't find its way in. Palos .421, 8 hits and 19 at-bats this season to go with 4 walks and 4 strikeouts. Big swing and a miss on that one. He'll be put down 1-2 early on here. Arias, good velocity. Not much movement as of yet. The 1-2 to Palos. He'll foul that one high and away. Off to the third base line. He'll stay alive in a 1-2 count. In just a moment, we'll introduce you to the London Majors defense today, a defense that's rotated a fair bit throughout the course of the season. Some of their top hitters are borderline utility players that can really move around the ball. So we will see what they've decided to go with here in just a moment. That one will be low and in the dirt. Going to make it a 2-2 count for the first batter of the Red Sox day. Next up in the batter's circle is going to be Jeremy Veilleux. We'll see him in just a few moments. A 2-2 inside in low and on the hands. That'll come to a full count here for Ethan Palos. Palos a guy again, four walks, 4 strikeouts to this point in the season. The betting odds would be about 50-50 here on the results of this pitch. Could go either way. We'll see what Arias deals him here. On full count. That one high, and Palos knew it. He'll let it go right by. First batter of the day for the Brantford Red Sox will find his way on base. 5th walk of the season for the center fielder. Now up to bat's going to be Jeremy Veilleux, a guy we talked about a lot this season. One of the bright spots in past years for this Brantford offense. He's hitting in the DH spot today, and he's kind of rotated throughout the offense here and there, especially the homestands. He'll tend to play at home, not so much on the road, and this 3-game homestand between Friday, today, and Tuesday. We'll see how much we see number 12. Hitting .286 on the season, only 6 hits and 21 at-bats. Oh, good movement on that one there. That one looked like it was sure thing going outside, then a little bit of downward break. We'll put Veilleux down 0-1. Don't forget Palos on first base. Decent speed threat. We'll see what Arias does to treat with him. Oh, that one fouled straight back into the netting. Early 0-2 count here for Veilleux. Veilleux, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks on the season. Not quite as good a ratio as Palos, but a gentleman that can certainly get good vision on the baseball. Just seeing good movement here from Arias. The 0-2 to Veilleux. That one outside. The home plate umpire agrees. 1-2 count. Now to Veilleux. My player to watch, Lucas Bateman, sitting in the on-deck circle there. Number 29 hitting third today. Arias. Good movement there, but Veyu will catch up to it. Might see a double play, steps on second. Does he stay on first? Yes, he does. The first base umpire will give it to him. A quick double play, just as quickly as the inning looked like it was starting. We're set back to ground zero. That'll be a ground out double play for Veyu. Bateman will come up with a fresh, clean slate. 2 outs now in the inning. First time he'll face Jose Arias. First time he'll face him today in that all-important number 3 spot. Again, we saw his stats for the player to watch, but he's hitting .357, 10 hits, 28 at-bats, 4 strikeouts, only 1 walk for Bateman. That one low and in the dirt. Quick 1-0 here. We've seen a lot of first pitch balls for Arias here. Looks like he's really trying to get a handle on the zone, but once he does, his stuff can be pretty deadly. That one a little bit inside. Home plate umpire agrees. That'll be a 2-0 count here. Bateman doing a great job here, really coming to terms, letting the pitchers attack him here early. Doesn't tend to swing on these early counts. 2-0 though, he'll take a big hack at it. That one carrying out to right field, not much zest behind it though. It'll come down. Going to be an easy defensive play there by Sugi out there in right field, and that'll end the first inning for the Brantford Red Sox offense. It'll be a walk for Ethan Palos, that ground out double play for Jeremy Veyu. And Lucas Bateman will end it with a fly out to right. That's going to cap off the first inning. We'll come back here in just a moment for the second London Majors offensive performance of the day. And we'll see you in just a few moments. Thank you for joining us here on IBL Brantford Red Sox YouTube. We'll see you in just a moment. And welcome back, live at Arnold Anderson Stadium for the Brantford Red Sox home effort today. Taking on the London Majors. We join you now in the top of the second inning. First pitch of the inning for Jeremiah Sucre. He's still in there for the Brantford Red Sox. Let's look at the Josh Niles information for the third baseman making his first cuts today. Niles going to be hitting 6th in the order, following up that 1-run first inning for the London Majors. Finds himself an early 2-0 count here. Sucre again just trying to get comfortable with that zone. Niles hitting .348 with 23 at-bats this season. Not a bad bit of contact hitting from him. Only 8 hits in those 23, but 2 doubles in that effort, 4 RBIs, and 1 walk, 1 strikeout. So really a guy that puts the ball in play, doesn't often have any 3 true outcome results. He's hitting in a 2-1 spot here. Sucre, the 4th pitch. That one, a little bit of contact. Chopped weakly to the shortstop. Schmarter almost misplays it over the head of the first baseman. Schmarter, one of the rare defensive missteps he's had in this young season. A little bit of a bobble on the ball, kind of forced him to hurry the throw. And once he got it there, that was over the head of Matt Torreson. Torreson today, a guy that typically plays in the outfield. He's playing defensively at first base today. That one, not really on him, though. Clean about 3 or 4 feet over the head of Torreson. So that one likely going to go down as an error. But regardless, Josh Niles is on first base. Brad Verhoeven, the first baseman here, number 12, will step up in the 7th spot here for the London Majors as they look to grow their 1-run lead here. Verhoeven hitting .346, 26 at-bats, 9 hits so far in the young IBL season. That one, good contact, chopped up in the air, shouldn't carry too far to the warning track. Easy play there for Palos. Never made it look particularly difficult, which means the runner will scurry his way back to first base. So a fly out there for Verhoeven on the very first pitch of the at-bat. Niles still on first after that inning opening error. Adrian Harrison, the second baseman, will make his first cuts. Number 39 here. Likely the lowest average of the starting order today for the London offense, and he's still hitting .250, which says all you need to know about this Majors attack this season. 24 at-bats, 6 hits. Pickoff attempt there. Won't get him, says the first base umpire. He'll try it on Josh Niles. Relatively athletic third baseman. Has the wherewithal to get back on base there. But speaking of Harrison, he'll typically play all the way around the infield. Another one of these utility guys for the London Majors defense. That one going to go low and in the dirt. I'll open this one with the ball as he has a couple other at-bats thus far. 2 RBIs, 4 walks on the season for Harrison. 4 strikeouts as well. A lot of guys in this London offense just as likely to strike out as they are to get the free trip to first base. Another pickoff attempt this time on Harrison. Won't work again. A little bit low, but Torreson doing a good job keeping his glove ready on first base. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Harrison. The runner goes. Good pop time from Cassidy Watt. That'll be an easy tag out. He's gone. Harrison, he's been testing him, and I know Sucre was watching. Saw those 2 pickoff attempts, finally goes, and Cassidy Watt. We saw him staying hot, staying loose, staying athletic in the batter's box on Friday. Now we see the pop time with the arm. Great job there to record the out. So Niles is gone. Harrison's still in on this one. That one a little bit wide and outside. Gonna wait to get a reset on the count here, live at Arnold Anderson Stadium after that caught stealing. Now 2 outs in the inning, though. That one hit well over the head of the second baseman into the gap between center and right field. Brody Black will get an angle on it. He'll try to throw to second. Could be close. Got him. What a throw, Brody Black. Explosive defensive plays by 2 different gentlemen. Schmarter had the error, but since then they've turned it around. The Brantford Red Sox defense keeping this to a 1-run ball game. Brody Black did a great job to get a good angle on that, got his whole body rotated into that throw, and absolutely gunned him down. Great job there by the outlet man there, waiting in the middle to just let that one roll on to second base. As we turn it over, the Brantford Red Sox offense will return here in just a moment. I want to take a quick opportunity to check on our London defense. We talked about them just a moment ago. Let's see who we have defensively out there for London. Starting with the infield, we got Brad Verhoeven in the first base position. Adrian Harrison, we saw just a moment ago, try that grounded out on that last AB. So he's starting at second today. Josh Niles at third base. In the shortstop position, Francisco Fajardo, one of the best in the league on offense, also one of the better on defense. To the outfield, we got Toby Simmons holding it down there in the center. To his left is going to be Tucker Zadunich starting at left field. At right field, Kenny Sugi, the only hitter you haven't seen yet for the London Majors. And Eduardo De Olio will start in the all-important back catch position. He and Arias are going to get ready for their second inning of work here as the Brantford offense comes back. This time going to be started off by the good man Cassidy Watt. We just talked about his all-important defensive reaction time there to record that caught stealing on Niles in this last half inning. He'll come back on offense today, and Cassidy Watt, a gentleman that we all talk about as the sheer measurables, the sheer potential, say he should have good pop in that bat, should be a good power option. but he's only hitting 143 so far on the season. 4 hits, 2 RBIs, and 28 at-bats, 6 strikeouts to only 1 walk. But a guy that I think the entire coaching staff here for the Brantford Red Sox, they believe in him. They know there's something that can make him a valuable presence on this team power-wise, can send those very talented 1-2-3 hitters home. And remember, the second game today for Nick Burdett, player-manager. He's managing today, not in the starting lineup on offense as he was on Friday. Those that watched that Friday game against Chatham-Kent, you'll remember that very fun moment where he was tossed in a discussion about a first base play with the first base umpire, tossed in his very first game as manager. That's how you know Nick Burdett, as the kids would say, has that dog in him. He is certainly a gentleman who's going to be fun to watch here as the new manager for this Brantford Red Sox team. Here's Cassidy Watt, first pitch. Won't go around, but it is down the middle of the plate. Finds himself 0-1 early against Arias. Next up on base, or in the, that one low into the dirt, 1-1. Next up in the batter's circle is Matt Torresin. He is on deck waiting here. Again, usually plays the outfield. Today he'll be playing first base, which comes with a little bit of extra offensive responsibility. I want to take a quick moment to apologize. I believe we're somewhat short on camera angles relative to the rest of the season. We're just working on some technical difficulties. We should be back to full in just a few moments here. Out low and up high and in the face of Cassidy Watt. He now finds himself 2-1. Cassidy Watt, a guy that's taken some wear and tear over the course of the season, has found himself on the wrong end of a lot of wild pitches. Some that have left him battered and bruised. That one, a nice well-hit ball out to the right field area. If that one stays fair, it might have a chance, but it won't. It'll come down right into the hands of Kenny Sugi, making his second nice play of the day. Good reaction time from the London right fielder. So it's going to be Matt Torresin, the first baseman, hitting in a different position today. He'll be number 5 in the order. 167 average this season at 18 at-bats, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, 7 strikeouts to only 1 walk. The Grimsby, Ontario native, another one of these hitters towards the back end of the Brantford lineup. You know, there's raw potential there. You just want to see a little bit better contact tool and a little bit better plate discipline. The first pitch. That one chopped weakly over to the shortstop area. Fiardo will make the easy play. Nice bit of extension there from the first baseman. And that'll record the out. Quick start to the inning. Second early out early on. Brad Verhoeven was on the receiving end of that nice fielding play. So here comes Brody Black. He'll make his appearance in this inning a little earlier than he would have liked. The right fielder from Toronto, Ontario, hitting 154 in 26 at-bats this season. Another guy that's less than favorable in the strikeout-to-walk ratio. 12 strikeouts to 2 walks this season. No RBIs as of yet, but has immense value out there defensively, and another guy that'll have wheels if he can find his way on base today. Arias will get a strike on his first effort. We'll see what he does on pitch 2. Low and in the dirt. That'll go to an even count for Brody Black. No strikeouts as of yet for Arias. That one going to be low and outside as well. Now ball 2. Remember, 1 walk so far, 2 flyouts, 2 groundouts, one of them into that double play in the first inning for this Brantford offense. See what Black can do on the 2-1. That one going to be low and outside again. Finds himself in a favorable hitter's count. Black now 3-1. Looking for his 3rd walk on the young season. Arias kicks and deals. That one swung on. May have had a chance at ball 4 if he'd let it go. Doesn't. Finds himself in a full count, though. Nice swing attempt there. Full count, 3-2 here. Arias really pounding that outside zone, but not much movement. The live crowd here at Brantford's Arnold Anderson Stadium getting fired up here. They're ready for the full count pitch. That one chopped weakly as well to Fiardo. Second play of the inning for him defensively. He gets there. Nice catch by Verhoeven. He's doing a good job out there defensively, and that'll retire the inning. Another half inning for Brantford Red Sox hitters that really doesn't feel like they've got the momentum as of yet. 3rd early ground out of the game, but they're getting contact on the ball. You know, Arias, not a lot of swing and miss stuff here early on. I think if the Brantford offense can kind of give each other tips, pass knowledge down inning to inning, kind of figure out what Arias is doing with that outside pitch movement, maybe we'll see a more lively 3rd inning offensively for Brantford. But Jeremiah Sucre will return here in just a moment as we get ready for the top of the 3rd. We'll be right back in just a few moments on IBL Brantford Red Sox Baseball on YouTube or wherever you may be watching us. And welcome back, live at Arnold Anderson Stadium for Brantford Red Sox home baseball, taking on the London Majors today. Welcome to the top of the third. London holding the slim 1-0 lead here early. And the final hitter of the day for the London Majors lineup, Kenny Sugi. The right fielder made a few nice plays out there already defensively. And a look at the ball one. Going to go 1-0 here early on against Sucre, pitching for his third inning as today's starter. Get you some numbers here for Sugi, hitting another 250 on the season, just like Harrison. 24 at-bats. 6 hits, 4 runs. That one in for a strike. So Sugi will find himself 2-1. 6 strikeouts and only 1 walk there for Sugi. 6 RBIs, though, on the season. And a triple earlier on in this campaign. That one low into the dirt. This will be a 2-1. Pardon me, a bit of a slip up there. So 1-1, now 2-1 to Sugi. Remember, Sucre is still in the market for his first strikeout of the day. Neither pitcher has recorded a K. Watts ready for the 2-1. That one inside. Not inside enough. That'll go 2-2. Good job for Sucre to get the count back even. Sugi not showing much desire to swing here early on. I think he's going to let Sucre kind of feel this at bat out. That one going to go too low. Full count for the second time in this day for Sucre. Suki looking at a 3-2 here. Either going to be the first walk or first strikeout of the day. Oh, or chopped just foul off to the first base line. Good job there by the base coach for the London Majors getting out of the way of that one. So we'll kick the can down the road again. It's either going to be the first strikeout of the day for Sucre or the first walk for this London Majors offense. Full count he deals. That one just low, and the home plate umpire agrees. Sugi will take the walk off to first base. Records his 3rd walk on this young season. And that'll reset the order back to the top. Toby Simmons will make his 2nd cuts today. He popped out to start off that big first inning for the London Majors. That one in low for strike 1. Remember, Simmons hitting quite well so far on the season. Now he's got a runner on first to watch out for as well. Sucre takes a quick peek at Sugi. He'll try the pickoff. Won't get there in time, though. Sugi saw that one all the way. And Sucre will reset here. Again, a day of beautiful weather here. Awesome to see for the Equal Confederation Day here at Arnold Anderson. That one outside too wide. Going to go an even 1-1. We had Teacher Appreciation Day on Friday night's game against Chatham-Kent. Today, the Equal Federation makes their trip to an awesome rendition of O Canada to warm up today. Glad we got a great day for them today. Again, about 23 degrees, very little wind. They're going to try it again on Sugi. That one a little bit closer, but the first base umpire will say no dice. On the 1-1. And the runner goes once again. The hit and run for Simmons. That'll make its way through the first and second baseman. Sugi digging, finding his way to third. That one will come into the infield just in time to hold the runners on the corners. Simmons with a quick hit and run single that'll get Sugi all the way down to third. So now runners on the corners for Francisco Fajardo. He grounded out there in the first inning, but again, one of the very best in the IBL. Fajardo hitting 366 in a large sample size, 41 at-bats. Only 1 home run on the season, but 7 RBIs. See what he does here in a favorable position. Sucre. Now the runner goes, but a big swing there for Francisco Fajardo. He'll find himself down 0-1. Nice vertical drop there on that pitch by Sucre. Sucre sets his feet on the 0-1. Runner goes on first base. That one chopped well foul out to the right field line. That one had some dangerous pop to it. If that had stayed fair, may have been an interesting play there for Brody Black in the outfield. But tipping his hand there a little bit was Toby Simmons. He was going for the steal on that one, but will get sent back on the foul ball. See what Sucre does to take care of Simmons. Quick peek, you can tell he's in his head. Simmons will go again. Good pop once again from Watt, though he'll watch the third baseline. I think Sugi was thinking about a tricky base running moment there. He thought about going home. I think Watt making the likely smart decision there to make sure a run doesn't score. So Simmons will advance on the successful stolen base. Fajardo still in an 0-2 count. Could be looking at Sucre's first strikeout of the day. That one swung on, chopped up. May stay fair. Bateman's under it to record the first out of the inning. Nice textbook piece of glove work there by Bateman once again. He's doing a good job tracking it today, and there's very little sun to worry about. Sunny day, but no direct sunlight to get in the eyes of fielders in the infield. We talked with Carlos Verde on Friday, and he did such a great job. I want to thank him again on color commentary, but we really talked about some of the issues we've had in terms of field condition here at Arnold Anderson so far this year. Don't forget the that second home game of the year where we had that dust bowl on the third baseline. We've had a couple games with smoke from the local from the wildfires out there in Saskatchewan. It's been a weird year here at Arnold Anderson for field condition, but looking textbook today. Sucre finds himself down 0-1. Robert Tucker Zadunik opened up the hitting today for the London Majors. Singled in the first inning. That one swung on well. Can Black get under it? It'll take a one hop, so Sugi should score here. That one in right to Watt. Great play from the outfield there by Brody Black. That'll hold Simmons at third. But the RBI single will go for Tucker Zadunik, his second single early on today.
Catcher number 26,
Eduardo De Olio will return today. He had that RBI double in the first inning. The catcher will look to open up this lead even further. Only 2-0 right now. Only one out recorded thus far for Brantford. Sucre's only allowed one walk, but he has yet to record a strikeout if he wants to see his day continue. Almost a good way to start it. That one almost chopped its way to third. May have had a chance at a double play for Bateman, but it will find its way foul. Julio ready for the 0-1. A little bit of movement there on first base. That one going to be chopped up high. Looked foul. May stay fair. Just foul. Brody Black doing a great job to at least make it close had that one stayed in. And that'll move the count up to 0-2 here for Julio. Could be a huge at-bat for Sucre. He really needs to start working his way out of this inning. And a big talking point on Friday for us is what is this Brantford team going to do on this three-game homestand as far as pitching goes? I suggested we may see a bullpen game today. Looks like that won't be the case. But remember, they still got that game on Tuesday night against Toronto. Going to want to save your best arms for that one. That one just barely too high, says the home plate umpire. It'll go to a 1-2 count. We got another great turnout here at Arnold Anderson Stadium on a textbook beautiful day for baseball. I always love these Sunday afternoon start times. Two other games are on the IBL starting the same time we did. That one swung on, popped up once again. Watt settles under it, and he'll make the play for the second out of the inning. Good job with those textbook pop-ups today on the Brantford defensive side. Julio is going to go 1-2 for his first two at-bats. Byron Reichstein, the DH, is going to come up. 2 outs on the ledger. Runners on the corners for the London Majors. Remember what we got ahead for those London Majors fans watching us today. Their next effort. Today, the final of a 3-game homestand. So their next effort is going to be on Friday, June the 13th. They'll welcome the Kitchener Panthers home as their 3-game road stand, I should say, comes to a close. That one in and low. Watt's going to try it on Simmons. Another good piece of pop time work, but always tough to make that that surprise play. third base. So early 1-0 or 0-1 count, I should say, here for Byron Reichstein. He popped out in the first inning. Sucre deals. That one just barely outside, says the home plate umpire. Even 1-1 count here. Not seeing too much movement there on first base for Tucker Zdunich. He started off 2-2 today with an RBI. He's probably content not putting a caught stealing in the books here. The 1-1. That one just barely 2 outside as well. Sucre, a little bit of movement today generally on that fastball towards the outside of the plate. Doing a good job. Might get a few of the lefties here with that, but as of yet just hasn't been able to get that pitch comfortably on the corner of the zone. A little bit of movement now on first base. Zdunich maybe thinking about the hit and run. That one kind of a lazy swing for the strike there. Reichstein going to find himself 2-2. All twos on the scoreboard here at Arnold Anderson. 2-2 with 2 outs. That one swung on, chopped weakly to first base, but it will go foul. And the play will reset. Sucre's pitch count there really getting up. These London Majors hitters really extending these pitcher-friendly counts, making it hard to finish them off. Against Sucre still, as of 3 innings, yet to record the out. A little bit of chatter here. Brody Black, I think, investigating something out there in right field. Not sure what he's doing, but yeah, I think the gate open out there in the right field line. I think he's just running over there to make sure that's closed. Not much wind today, so shouldn't be a consistent issue, but can be dangerous for fielding plays if you're unaware. And Brody Black's certainly a guy that I would trust in a position where he's got to jump that fence. Want to make sure he's safe if he needs to do so. We'll settle back at a 2-2, 2 outs. Could be a big strikeout for Sucre. Deals. That one struck right to the glove of Matt Torreson. Big ovation here from the crowd in Brantford. He'll end the third inning with no runs on the ledger after that first one from Zdunich. So an RBI single for him, the RBI double for Diolio, the only 2 scoring plays so far in this ball game. We'll swap over to the bottom of the third inning here as the Brantford Red Sox offense will look to get themselves on the board.
Purchase your 50-50 tickets. Winner will be announced in the top of the 7th inning.
Alrighty, Ren Takioka's going to make his first appearance of the game today, and he's a guy that I've been really hyping up all season. I think he's a guy that you look at his at-bats, you just see a guy that's comfortable, that's solid, that knows what he's doing in the batter's circle, and a guy that really sees the baseball. You know, he's a guy that I think pitchers get the sense of right away. You're not getting a free strikeout with Ren Takioka. He's going to make you work for it. He's hitting a quick 250 on the season, only 12 at-bats so far in this young campaign. 3 hits, no RBIs as of yet, but he's more of a contact tool kind of guy. He's not going to be really thinking about those extra base hits, though it does have the speed if he ever gets the opportunity to go for a triple. So we'll see what he can do hitting in that 7th spot. Then it's going to be Max Schmarter hitting 8th. And Kevin Del Vecchio, again, kind of the mystery man today. He's at 9th. Not enough data on the ledger for him to register stats on the IBL site. So we'll see what we're working with when he gets in the ball game in the batter's box. Let's take a quick moment here while we have a few seconds to look at the IBL standings around the league. See what this game means contextually for both of these teams. Again, I talked about it as kind of a ships passing in the night moment. London's only been on the way up lately. That quick 3-1 loss to Barrie on Friday night, the first of 3 consecutive games. Let's see what we got here for the IBL standings. They're 7-4. By the nature of the way the IBL does their standings, they're actually behind the 4-2 Hamilton Cardinals, who sit second in the league by win percentage. So it's Welland who, again, took that first loss of their young season yesterday. London beating them 9-7. They're now 7-1 on the season, but still a 44 positive run differential. They've been incredible this year, have the Welland Jackfish. Toronto Maple Leafs, who will play on Tuesday, are 4th in a 5-4 record. The Chatham-Kent Barnstormers moved up to 5-5 last night. They were 3-5 at the start of this weekend. The Gopher Royals 4-5. The Barrie Bay Cats making their comeback. And here's Takioka. First one a little bit high. Going to register ball 1, and again, Brantford Red Sox. Your Brantford Red Sox sitting at 1-8. 41 runs scored, 73 allowed. Remember, they had a positive run differential still while they were 1-6 2 big blowout losses now put them in the negative column of fairways. But interesting looking at that run differential for all the way around the IBL. That one going to be just inside. Thought it looked a little bit low, but it will find its way up. Takioka now up only 2-1. And the Hamilton Cardinals, very weird. -7 run differential, second in the league in record. That one sent right down the gap between second and short. Ren Takioka's on base with his 4th hit of the season. The Brantford Red Sox offense, this is the first kickstart they've had with the first batter of an inning. And it's going to be Schmarter getting ready to get him around the bases. Max Schmarter, the shortstop, a guy that, again, his defensive value cannot be understated. He is slick. He is quick. He can do a lot with that glove, but hitting-wise, been a little bit weaker to start this season. A 103 average in 29 at-bats, so a big sample size for the Buffalo, New York native. But he's got 17 strikeouts on the season. Let's see if he can worry about that plate discipline to start this one off. Oh, up and almost into the head of Max Schmarter. Rattles him a little bit there. Looked like just a little slip of the ball, but that one will rattle pretty good. Let's see if Schmarter can reset here on the 1-0 pitch. That one a little bit high. Going to get himself in a 2-0 spot here for Schmarter. Only 1 walk so far in the season for him. Very efficient 3 hits, 3 RBI ratio, though, for Schmarter. When he does get stuff done with the bat, he picks his moments well. 2-0. A little bit of movement for Takioka. He had a massive lead there on first base. Surprised Arias didn't even do a double check over there. Takioka might get away with a free walk if Arias doesn't clamp down there defensively. So a 3-0 here for Schmarter. Very good hitters count. Doubt we'll see a swing here on 3-0. Deals. That one's high. 4-ball walk for Schmarter. That's a good way to get your second base on balls of the campaign. Runners at first and second. No outs. And here's the mystery man, Kevin Delvecchio. Going to make his first cuts of the game, and I believe this season. He'll be wearing number 2 for the Brantford Red Sox today. Remember, he's starting at second base in this one. Usually Lucas Bateman's position, but he's rotated to third for the day. Let's see what number 2 can do. Arias there. Now 2 walks on the day after that BB to Schmarter. That one, good movement, but well outside. Giulio actually dropped that ball towards the end. So 5 straight balls pitched by Jose Arias. Delvecchio is ready for the 1-0. Almost goes around, thinks better of it, but it's a called strike by the home plate umpire. Warming up the batter's box is Ethan Palos, who will come back up for the second time today. Remember, he had that nice walk in the first inning. That one well swung on. Going to be sent up to the left field area. That's the Dunich underneath it. Kind of a no-doubter catch there for him. No runners will advance. So the first out of the inning on the fly out there for Kevin Delvecchio. And here he is. Mr. Ethan Palos will make his second appearance of the campaign. Remember, he was hitting .421 coming into today. Registered his 5th walk of the season. 5 walks to only 4 strikeouts and 19 at-bats this year. He's got Jeremy Veilleux warming up in the batter's circle. Again, a guy that really wants that potential to turn into line scores. We'll see what he can do hitting second. Palos lets that one go by. Maybe shouldn't have. He'll go down 0-1 here. Remember, Takioka on second. Schmarter walked his way to first. 2 athletic runners. Could get himself an extra RBI if he can register a double. Now down 0-1, a bit of a swinging chopped foul ball there. All right, here comes Arias on the 0-2. Takes a long look at Takioka on second. Good movement there. Doesn't find its way back to the zone. One of the better ball ones you'll ever see. Brantford crowd getting a little noisy, showing some support here for Palos. Another ball, very similar. That comeback slider just hasn't found its way back to the plate twice, but if he can pinpoint that pitch, that may be a very dangerous tool in Arias' arsenal that we haven't really seen yet. Now 2-2 for Palos. That one chopped foul into the third base area, into the entertainment section of the ballpark. A couple kids playing Connect 4 had to take a brief break from their game to catch that one. I can't find it. I believe it's out there in a field somewhere. Back to the action, 2-2 here for Palos. That one is a punch out. Again, another one of those ones in the low part of the zone. Guys, I think on the Brantford offense, a little bit hesitant with the hitting approach in general today. That time it bit him, so Arias is on the board with his first strikeout of the road effort. Here comes Veyu. Now down to 2 outs, a little bit more of a high leverage situation. Runners still on first and second. Should he be able to get on base, the ever dangerous player to watch for today's game, Lucas Bateman, waiting on deck. Here's Arias. That one low and in the dirt. A wild pitch. Runners will advance. Nice slide there to make sure he gets in safe for Max Schmarter. Schmarter on second. Takioka on third on the wild pitch. And now Veyu really in a high leverage spot. A good swing here could put this one at least even, if not the first lead of this game for the Brantford Red Sox offense. The Oakville, Ontario native. No home runs yet on the campaign. Could we see one here? Another nice piece of pitch movement. That one will find its way into the zone. Even count here for Veyu. The 1-1 for Arias. That one chopped lightly by Veyu off to the third base line. Should be a pretty textbook play here. And that'll retire the inning. 2 runners stranded. Takioka even got his feet on the home plate, but unfortunately that will retire the side. Third inning comes to an end the way the third inning started. A 2-0 lead for the London Majors. As we'll take a quick break here, and when we come back, we'll get a word from a couple of our different partners, and we'll talk a little bit about what the future for this week and the rest of the season looks like for the Brantford Red Sox. Join us back here in a moment on IBL Brantford Red Sox YouTube or wherever you may be watching us. We'll see you in a moment.
Hard-line drive up the middle. Whoa! Lindor out of nowhere. How did he do that?
That Lindor can play. I don't know about that hair. And don't get me started on those gloves.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's time for a revolution. The Ref 1X by Rollins.
Get ready, Hamilton. It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game. Grab your tickets now at HamiltonCardinals.com. Because this summer, the stars shine brightest in Hamilton.
And as the ever-entertaining beach floaty race comes to an end here at Arnold Anderson Stadium, welcome back to IBL Brantford Red Sox Baseball as the London Majors take the trip to take on your Brantford Red Sox here in a day that is, again, perfect for baseball. Couldn't have asked for better Sunday weather.
Leading out the fourth for the Majors, the third baseman, number 30, Josh Niles.
So Josh Niles will make his second appearance of the game. He got to first on an error, but was then caught stealing on an attempted pickoff of second base. So we'll see what he can do here in Sucre's fourth inning of work. Kicks and deals 0-0. That one swung on. Big swing there as the London Majors, again, currently sitting with that 2-0 lead Still a big power swinging approach they're taking in these opening pitches of ABs in a way the Brantford Red Sox are a little bit more hesitant. Sucre 0-1. That one low and in the dirt. That'll go an even count. And looking at the rest of this calendar, as I was saying, a little bit further down the road for the Brantford Red Sox, today's game is then followed up by 3 against Toronto, Barrie, and Guelph. 1 at home, 2 on the road in their next 3. That one just misses the zone for 2-1. And I think the big thing that stands out to me there is that's the team that's 4th, 8th, and 7th in the IBL standings. Again, early point in the season. I think a lot of people project Barrie a little bit higher than they are right now, but the 2-1, that one's going to go just inside the bottom of the zone. Nice location there by Sucre. He's still looking for strikeout number 1 today, but in a good position to do so here. But what that says to me is this game is really the last big fish on the line for a couple of games. This one's one that if Brantford can come away with a nice win to put themselves 2-8 on the year. They got some favorable opponents. Watt tried the frame chop there a little bit too far out of the zone. It'll go to a full count. So Josh Niles, let's see what the third baseman can do. Not exactly swing happy to this point in the season. That one swung on though, chopped up over the pagoda here at Arnold Anderson. We'll keep ourselves in a full count. We got the mascot Boomer out there taking some time with the kids just behind the home plate area. Nice to see not only a lot of fans out here in attendance on a Sunday, but a lot of young fans getting a chance to see some great IBL baseball. That one swung on well. Left fielder tracking it down. Takioka just over his head. Has it gone out? Ground rule double. Looks like Takioka may be able to get to it. So hard to tell with the trees right there behind the warning track area out there in left field. But it will take a 1-bounce hop over the left field fence. Takioka did a good job tracking it. But that will be a ground rule double for Josh Niles. He'll find himself on base for the second time in this one. Again, did so on that error in the first inning. So here comes Brad Verhoeven, his second appearance today. He flew out in the first inning. Sucre got himself in a good count there last AB, but still yet to record a strikeout. Could it be here? Low and in the dirt for ball 1. Cassidy Watt's really trying to get aggressive there defensively. He's trying to do some nice frame jobs, trying to get these counts a little bit more favorable. But if you're Sucre, you just got to give him something to work with. Cassidy Watt, one of the more proven catchers here in the IBL on defense, but a little bit of movement there. Josh Niles playing games with Sucre. He'll give him a long stare down. Take an exception to all his movement. Schmarter behind him just in case a play is made. Remember, Bateman's the guy waiting for him on defense at third base. Quick time here. I'm just going to give him a second. I've talked a lot about this season, some of the top teams, the Wellens, the Londons of the world, really like to control the time, really like to control the pace. A lot of quick times they call. Brad Verhoeven will try the bunt. That one will go by, though, for strike 1. Interesting bunt attempt. I think London is really trying to keep this game small ball with the hitting approach. I think they know every run is going to be valuable here. And again, they're a team that's very polarized with their offensive production. Either it's a big offensive game or it is absolutely nada in the run column. The 1-1, another attempted bunt. That one is going to miss, and he holds up on the bunt attempt just in time. Now going to find a 2-1 when Sucre returns. He's just having a quick chat here with Cassidy Watt. Remember, for those watching at home, it's reverse tariff season for the Brantford Red Sox. So next time you get a nice day of weather, maybe you're in the area, maybe you want to take the quick drive to Arnold Anderson. Either way, always recommend you coming out this year. We got a lot of new fun stuff, a lot of new merchandise, just as a lot of the IBL teams have. And a lot of new fun activations, new fun games, a lot of great entertainment for fans young and old. Maybe Tuesday night if you're free, more so on weekdays. Check out that game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. That one swung on foul, and the first base coach, an athletic back handspring tumble. He'll stay out of the way of that one. A lot of scary moments there with a lot of fans and more so players in the way of scary foul balls on Friday night. Hope to not see any of that today. Sucre, he's still taking a peek at Niles. That one's going to be chopped out to the left field area. Takioka, can he get under it? The ball won't travel. It will get down. Niles thought about moving to third. The throw was a little bit off. Maya had a shot, but Bateman will stall the runner at second. So the first out recorded in this inning on the fly out here in the top of the fourth. Brad Verhoeven. He'll sit down for the second time today on a fly out. Adrian Harrison, he grounded out in the second inning. We'll see what he can do with his second cuts. Sucre pitching to contact pretty well. One of those guys, the line score may not fully sell his contributions if he can't get some strikeouts in the ledger. But doing a good job holding the either the best or second best, the best statistical offense in the IBL. Holding them to 2 runs so far. That one struck just past him. Can't barehand the ball, but a play by Schmarter around the back. Nice fielding play there by Max Schmarter, making up for that early error. One of those errors eventually scored into a run. He's looking to really get this one back, and that was a nice little around the back tuck into his throwing hand. And again, doing a great job out there is Torzen, typically an outfielder, but the first baseman with a little bit of range there to keep that one on the plate. So 2 groundouts for Harrison today. We're going to see Kenny Sugi back up to bat. He registered a walk last inning. I think Sucre is going to test him a little bit more here. 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Inside on the hands again. I think must be some scouting report thing. I've seen him really try to test Sugi on the inside of the plate here today. The righty-lefty matchup, that's often the way to go. But a very particular approach we're seeing here from Sucre. Now it's 2-0. That one a little bit more over the plate. And the home plate umpire agrees, 2-1 count. On deck is Toby Simmons, number 96. We saw how much of a threat he was there on the base pass. The center fielder will get ready to take his next cuts. Should Sugi keep this one alive? That one very well hit out to right field. Tracking, gone over the fence. The London Majors right fielder has his first home run of the season. Luckily for the Brantford Red Sox, nobody on base. That'll be a solo shot here to open this lead up to 3-0, but Kenny Sugi, a no-doubter over the field out there in right field. Good for Brody Black. That one was a little bit closer. Again, having issues with that fence today. Black's a great outfielder. He can track down a ball as well as anybody, but didn't really get a chance on that one. All right, we're going to have a quick mound visit here. First one today for Jeremiah Sucre. Remember, Nick Burdett, the listed manager, he's a player manager here at this point for the Brantford Red Sox. He's making his second managerial appearance of the season today. But a different gentleman is going to come out, talk to Sucre, see how he's feeling. It's now had 3 early on in this contest. Just a quick correction there. That was a 2-run shot. We did have Josh Niles still sitting there on second base. He just rounded so quick, we lost track of him. Remember, he had the ground rule double. That will score 2. This is a 4-0 ball game. Toby Simmons, talked about him here a moment ago. Terry Smith going down, taking the walk over the bullpen. Another arm currently getting warmed up here for the Brantford Red Sox. Toby Simmons, big swing on 0-0. Black tracking it, so is Palos. Won't get there in time. Back-to-back shots. That one a solo shot. This London Majors offense has come unglued. They are mashing the baseball now on a beautiful day here at Arnold Anderson. Now a 5-0 lead for the London Majors. Francisco Fallardo, once we return, is going to be up, but I think we're having a pitching change as we see, yes, arm coming out of the bullpen here. Had a great bullpen appearance from Colby Klepper on Friday. He made his appearance for the Brantford Red Sox and was a brick wall of run prevention. As Jeremiah Sucre is going to come out of the game. Didn't record a strikeout today, but did look fairly competent with the pitching to contact. Not quite the outing he was looking for today, but the London Majors, one of the best in the league, if not the best offensively. It was always going to be a tough task, and he throws his glove down in frustration. I think he wishes this one had come his way a little more today. But We should see Sucre, not Tuesday on Toronto's visit to Arnold Anderson, but likely a little bit further down the calendar, maybe on that Friday, June 13th home effort against the Kitchener Panthers. Remember, Brantford doesn't run a typical rotation here. They don't run a 3, even a 4. A lot of the time you'll see a bullpen game thrown in here and there. You'll see really some experimentation with pitchers. So Carter Bettis is the gentleman who's going to get the call here out of the bullpen in the top of the 5th inning. We'll just take a moment to get acquainted with the numbers here for Carter Bettis. He's made a number of appearances this season, either him or Aiden Armitage. Likely the most well-traveled reliever here for the Brantford Red Sox. And the way these starting performances have gone, typically the relievers do get the lion's share of the innings. All right, the numbers here for Bettis. 5 innings pitched for him this season. He's allowed 4 hits in those innings, but a 0 ERA, has yet to allow an earned run this season. 5 strikeouts to 1 walk. So great start to the year for him, but he's facing, again, this very talented London offense and Francisco Fajardo. A very talented hitter. Again, he's hitting almost 400 for the season, but a ground out and a pop-up have been his day today. He'll be the first batter to face Bettis. Good movement there on that slider. Couldn't quite track it. That one lands on the clubhouse. We're going to go 0-1 here on the foul ball. We'll see what Carter Bettis gives hitters to work with today. Again, 5 innings for him. He's appeared in actually only 2 games. 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. The 22-year-old righty, one of the younger pitchers in this Red Sox bullpen. He's a guy that tends to come in later in games that are already kind of out of hand. He made 4 innings of work. That one struck right to Max Schmarter. Should make a pretty textbook fielding play on that one. A light jog. Fajardo doesn't even really try to leg that one out. That's going to bring an end to the inning. Schmarter retires him pretty easily there. So we'll see the Brantford Red Sox offense return for their 5th effort today. So taking a look here, like I said, Bettis came in that 20-5 loss against Kitchener. He did 4 innings of work there. And then in the literally the last inning of that game against Welland from a few weeks back, that game that was very close early on the road against Welland, late it kind of got out of hand, ended in a 13-1 loss. So Bettis today getting a chance in a game that is, 5-0, decent deficit, but could definitely open it up a little bit. Just a reminder of who is out there for the London Majors. It's Toby Simmons out there in center field. Zadunich out there on left. Sugi, who's had a great day with the bat so far on offense. He's out there in right field. And the infield's Verhoeven at first. Harrison at second. Francisco Fajardo, who's just retired there. He's at shortstop. And the ever-dangerous Josh Niles at third base. And Eduardo Deolio, one of the best in the league. He's out there at the catcher position today. 1 wild pitch allowed today, but didn't score a run. And that will be your lineup here for the London Majors. Again, they've got a pretty decent run of form here as of late. That Barry Bayfish squad took them down 3-1 just a few days ago on Friday night. But other than that, again, an 8-7 win over the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. 2 back-to-back losses before that. So, been a weird season. They were well on pace with the Welland Jackfish to start off this year. It looked like we'd have a 2-headed monster at the top of the IBL standings. It's kind of turned around for them a little bit here, but they're a team similar to Brantford, facing a pretty decent run of teams kind of in the middle of the table after this one. Brantford today, they take on Kitchener on Friday at home in London next week. Then another home effort a week today. The Hamilton Cardinals will make their trip. The Hamilton Cardinals, again, a team, not many games on this IBL calendar for them so far. Their field, I know, was ravaged by those consistent storms we saw about 2 weeks ago. Jose Arias still in the game for the London Majors. Lucas Bateman taking his 2nd cuts of the day. He flew out the 1st inning. That one in on the hands, going to go by for ball 2. That one struck right to the shortstop. Fired a little bit of a bobble, but no doubt the music came on before that one even got to first base. That was a no-doubter. Bateman, unfortunately, his second out of the game, this time on a ground out.
The catcher number 15, Cassidy Watt.
Here comes Cassidy Watt. He flew out in the second inning. Currently only one hit so far on the day for the Brantford Red Sox. It was Ren Takioka in the third inning. So here in the top of the fourth, that 5-run lead. Brantford's done well getting offense late in innings, but in the later innings of games, that one's going to go 0-1. But you definitely want to get on the board, close that lead up, keep the morale high in a close ball game. The 1-0 here to Watt. Now the 2-0, that one a little bit too close, a little bit too low. Remember, Cassidy Watt hitting 143 here on the season. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. Rhea steals. Does he go around? Doesn't matter. Called strike 2. Gonna go to an even count here. Cassidy Watt should be looking at a 2-2 here. That one fouled off into the snack bar here. That one almost hitting a few minor league players out there at the minor league stadium just next to us here at Arnold Anderson. On deck is Matt Torres, and remember, he's hitting from the first base position today. He'll come up no matter what. Watt's going to foul that one off again. Good job keeping this at-bat alive. Arias only 1 strikeout to this point in the day, but he's been more or less impenetrable for this offense. I think in their best interest, if they can get his pitch count up a little bit, we'll try to get Arias out here early in the day. Make the London bullpen go to work. That one, good movement, but doesn't find the zone. A little bit too low. That one's going to get posted for ball 2. Cassidy Watt, the Coquitlam, BC native. He'll face a 2-2 from Arias here. Bit of a discussion here. There's a fan walking on the field out there in the right field area. Take a quick moment here. Left the, oh, that's what it was, left the gate open. It's actually one of our camera crew here at the Brantford Red Sox game. A wide outfield out there in right field at Arnold Anderson. So that gate that's been giving the right fielders trouble today. It's going to prove tricky once again. After that quick reset, Cassidy Watt's going to try to get back in the zone. Remember, he's at a 2-2 count, 1 out so far in the top of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth, I should say. Here's the 2-2 from Arias. That one chopped up to the right field area. Shouldn't stay fair, but can it be caught? No, it can't. Very close was Sugi. He almost got there. Dangerously close to that wider outfield fence there. Glad he didn't make contact with that. So stays 2-2 here. Doing a good job extending the at-bat is Cassidy Watt. And it's something he's kind of done all season. I know 6 strikeouts to 1 walk, but a guy that really is making those strikeout counts quite lengthy. He'll try his 3rd attempt here at a 2-2. That one going to go low, going to make it a full count here. Only 2 walks so far on the day for Brantford. Palos had 1 in the first. Schmarter had 1 in the third. Doing a good job not getting struck out. Here's the Brantford offense. That one hit well on a full count. Could it find its way over the head of Toby Simmons? Doesn't get there. Air just didn't get behind that one. That one will fall right to number 96. And that'll be Cassidy Watt, retired here for the 2nd time today on a flyout. So Grimsby, Ontario's Matt Torres, and he'll make his 3rd appearance of the inning for this Brantford offense. Again, it's currently still held scoreless. Only been struck out once, but only 1 hit so far on the ledger. Takioka will be back here in this inning. If they're able to get on the board, looks like they won't. The second baseman's going to make a pretty textbook play on it. Torresin retired on his very first hit of the AB. So bottom of the fourth, we're going to head to the top of the fifth here in just a few moments. We thank you for joining us here on IBL Brantford Red Sox TV. We'll be back here in just a few moments as we see if the Brantford Red Sox offense can come back to life when they return in the bottom of the fifth. For now, it's going to be Carter Bettis making his second inning of work out there in the bullpen. We'll see you in just a few moments. And after the Brantford crowd here live at Arnold Anderson Stadium does the YMCA dance as a collective, we return here in the top of the fifth inning. It's going to be Nikolai Arbach instead of Carter Bettis. He'll come out after only one inning of work in the bullpen. And Nikolai Arbach, one of the best, one of the taller pitchers. He's got a lankier build and a very wide release point there. Almost in the almost in the vicinity of a submarine pitcher. He just releases the ball a little higher. Really interesting approach. I think it may throw off some batters. It's going to be something different today than the London offense has seen. Let's take a quick look here at the Brantford defense as we see them return for the fifth time today. They haven't really been the problem of any of their issues, or the source of any of the problems for this day today so far for Brantford. They've allowed 5 runs, 3 of them on those home runs that came back to back. That was, I believe, Simmons and was it Sugi? Whoever it was 2 big swings of the bat. It was Sugi into Simmons, won the double 2-run home run for Sugi, and then the single shot for Simmons. So besides that, that quick error early in the game for Schmarter, but they don't tend to make much in the way of errors, does this Brantford defense. This one's sent right over to Schmarter once again. A bit of a weird hop for him, but it'll get there. Torresin stretches out well for it once again on first base. He's fitting in very well in his temporary fielding position. So there you go, quick ground out. That was Tucker Zdunic, and we narrowly got an opportunity to ID him. We will ID Eduardo Diolio, again the very talented center back catch here for the London Majors. He that RBI double in the first inning, popped up in the third. Now he'll face Arbach. Arbach's second batter of the day. Looking back at that Brantford defense we introduced you to a moment ago, remember it's Torresin out there in first base. Bateman has moved across from him to third. That one hit high and not very deep. Should get a hand on it, and Takioka will settle under it. So the second flyout of the day for Mr. Eduardo Diolio. But to finish off, let's get you some ideas on this Brantford defense. So Arbach in the game as a pitcher, and he's pitching to Cassidy Watt, who's your back catch for the 4th consecutive game today. Then Torresin, Bateman on the corners. You got Schmarter there starting at the shortstop position. Kevin Del Vecchio, remember he's starting today. First defensive appearance today this season at second base. And then Takioka, Palos, and Brody Black, your outfield here for the Red Sox. Arbach will put that one in on the bottom corner for an opening strike. Remember, he's only in his first inning of work, but has retired 2 batters in quick succession. He may be what this Brantford defense needs to get back in the running in this one. About the same spot there, about the same pitch, a little bit outward break on that one, but doesn't find the zone. 1-1. This is Byron Reichstein making his 3rd appearance. 0 for 2 so far for the DH. Comes Arbach. He found that spot again. He's really trying to test that bottom corner. And Reichstein doesn't look like he has any interest in swinging at him, but he finds himself now 2-2. Could be the first strikeout of the day for Arbach, and it would end the fifth. That one swung on and going to be popped up to the third base bullpen area. So the count remains at 2-2. Arbach looking to get on the board, not just for his first strikeout of the day, the first in general for a Red Sox pitcher. 2-2. Good velocity. Couldn't quite time it up there for Reichstein, but he does get some contact on it. Fouled off once again to third base. Remember, a pop-up and a ground out so far in the first and third. Reichstein 0-2. That one, some good movement to almost get back in the zone. Doesn't quite find the corner, though. Full count, first of the day for Nikolai Arbach. We'll see what he does with it. Reichstein could either get on the board or make it 0-3. Home plate umpire won't give it to him. He really is liking that bottom right corner spot, but Arbach couldn't quite place it that time. Reichstein will take the free trip down to first base. This inning will stay alive. And that'll be the ever-dangerous Josh Niles coming back here. Remember, he had that error that resulted in that first base caught stealing that he then tried on the run to second base. That was the first inning. Returned and had that ground rule double there that resulted in a run on the Kenny Sugi homer. That all happened last inning in the fourth. Going to try the other side here. First time facing a righty batter. Nikolai Arbach will get the strike one there. It's going to be Reichstein on first base. Oh, right off the back. Arbach went back to that spot that was working for him on Reichstein, but against a righty batter, that's square in the back of Josh Niles. So Niles is getting on base in a variety of ways today. He had that error, ground rule double, and a hit by pitch. Some low chance outcomes today for Josh Niles.
First baseman number 12, Brad Verhoeven.
So Brad Verhoeven now looks at runners on first and second. London's had runners in scoring position only a couple times today, but when they've had them there, they have executed. See what they do here against Arbach. Verhoeven's going to foul that one up. No real chance at a play on that one. Going to go 0-1. Verhoeven flew out twice so far in this game, once in the second, once in the fourth. He'll clean off the plate here and get ready. Clean it up for him if he's able to keep the inning alive is Adrian Harrison, warming up in the batter's circle. Arbach deals. Home plate umpire will give it to him. Nice 0-2 count here. Verhoeven will have to work his way back if he wants to keep those runners in play to open this lead up even further. Arbach looking to finish off his first inning of work. That one low. Tried something a little bit new there. Haven't really seen that vertical movement to the bottom of the zone. He tried it there, couldn't quite place the ball. And he'll find himself still in a favorable 1-2 count. Swung on and missed. Verhoeven will miss that one. First strike of the day for a Red Sox pitcher. And chalk that one up for Nikolai Arbach. He'll cap off the top of the fifth, holding that lead to 5. 5-0 currently the gap for the London Majors. The Brantford Red Sox have done a pretty good job today, not stranding too many runners, but the reason is they haven't had many in the first place. They haven't been struck out, but they're really hitting to easy contact out, mostly the outfield. They've had a couple that have found their way past the second base area, but none of them really resulting in meaningful chances. So let's take a quick look around the IBL here as we swap over in the middle of the fifth inning, halfway through today's ball game. Top of the fifth currently between the Guelph Royals and the Kitchener Panthers. The Panthers up 2-0 in that contest. And well into the bottom of the fourth inning. They're up 4-2 against Toronto. They're looking to get back in the winner's column after their first loss of the season yesterday. Remember, that Toronto Maple Leafs team has been pretty solid so far this year in the run differential column. They're actually the top offense in the IBL. They've scored 71 runs, have the Maple Leafs, but they've allowed second worst in the league, 72. They find themselves almost even in the run differential column and almost even in the win-loss column. So a loss today would put them at even 5-5 as they head over here to Brantford on Tuesday nights. Again, keep an eye on your IBL schedule to find out when that one's going to be starting. So back up is Jose Arias. He'll make his fifth inning of work begin here in just a moment. Roop Chandra, it looks like he hasn't called anybody to the bullpen for the London Majors yet. No real reason to worry, as the Red Sox have still been held scoreless. And Arias, though he's only had one strikeout, has only recorded 2 walks, and again, no meaningful contact. Your 3 up here in the bottom of the 5th are going to be Brody Black, Ren Takioka, and the shortstop Max Schmarter.
Leading off the 5th for the Red Sox, the right fielder, number 4, Brody Black.
Brody Black has been good out there in the outfield today. Has made a couple nice catches on the warning track. Remember hitting 154 coming into today. We'll try to stay out of the strikeout column today. 12 on the young season for him. That one just finds the bottom of the zone. Nice pitch from Arias. Going to put him 0-1 here. Takioka, the only Red Sox to record a hit today. He's in the on-deck circle. Is that one going to be sent just foul by mere inches off of third base? I think they're going to check his bat there. They'll return it to him. No dice. Takioka had a replacement there ready for him, but won't need it. Black will settle back in now, down 0-2. Arias looking for strikeout number 2 to start off the 5th inning he's pitched. 0-2. Home plate umpire won't give it to him. Just barely too high. I think that one came at a cost to Arias. Brody Black, the 1-2. That one, crazy movement. That one, if it had stayed straight and didn't have as much break, that was hitting him for sure, but almost found its way all the way back in the zone. Ball 2 will bring this to an even count. No outs thus far in the bottom of the 5th. Brody Black, big swing, but a big miss. He'll be the second strikeout of the day for Arias. So here comes Takioka. Schmarter will move up to the batter's circle.
Left fielder number 14, Rene Takioka.
All right, left fielder Takioka. Only gentleman with a hit so far today. He had that single in the 3rd, but wasn't scored home. Remember, Takioka only 12 at-bats coming into today. Now has 13 in total. Brings that batting average up close to 300. It'll be a first pitch strike. Takioka, 1 walk, has been hit by pitches twice in 12 at-bats. Not particularly a guy that really crowds the inside of the plate either. Kind of a wide stance for a guy that primarily hits contact. So maybe getting the elbow in on some of these HBPs. We'll see if he does here. 1-1. That one swung on through the gap between the shortstop and the third baseman. The left fielder will get right to it. Zdunich will hold him at first. But the only gentleman with a hit today has now done it twice for the Brantford Red Sox. Takioka back on first base. Here comes Max Schmarter. Remember, he walked in the 3rd inning. This will put Kevin Del Vecchio back up on the in the on-deck circle. And his first start in the lineup today for the Brantford Red Sox. Could be a big moment coming for him if Schmarter can execute here. Again, we talked about those 17 strikeouts for Schmarter, one at the top of the league. He'll want to make sure he makes Arias work for this one. That one going to be struck directly to the second base double play, and he'll execute. Nice play by Fajardo to get it to Harrison, to get it to Verhoeven. Just as the inning starts getting going for the offense, a quick double play will end it. So the ground out double play there for Schmarter. That'll make Kevin Del Vecchio have to hold his horses. We'll see him in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll see who we see out of the bullpen there. Remember, Nikolai Arbach subbed in the top of the 5th here. We'll see if he returns for the top of the 6th. I think we sense that there is a a general control so far by Jose Arias. He has pitched quite well and really given this offense no momentum. We know how kind of emotionally driven and momentum-based this Brantford offense can be. They tend to score in bunches, but they also tend to allow in bunches. They're going to hope for the sake of their run differential that they keep this lead no bigger than 5. But the London Majors, one of the best teams in the league. They probably came into today feeling pretty confident about this one against Brantford. And we'll see if the Red Sox can make them work for it. We'll be back here in just a moment from Arnold Anderson Stadium. We thank you for watching the IBL Brantford Red Sox YouTube. We'll see you in just a moment. And welcome back to Arnold Anderson Stadium here live for the top of the 6th here as the Brantford Red Sox take on the visiting London Majors. The Majors currently up 5-0 here through 5 innings of work. Nikolai Arbach returns to the mound. He subbed in and completed his first inning with no runs allowed in the 5th. We'll try the same trick here in the 6th. Big first swing and a miss here for Adrian Harrison. The second baseman has grounded out twice today. Just looking around the league, that Welland Jackfish Toronto Maple Leafs game. The lead has been extended to 6-2 now for the Welland Jackfish as they try to open up the lead on London at the top of the IBL leaderboard. That one just inside on the hands. Going to go to an even 1-1 count here. Only one more game of work today after these 2 o'clock start time games. Chatham-Kent and Hamilton. That'll be a contest in Hamilton. That one, nice movement there to find its way back horizontally to the zone. 1-2 now for Arbach, facing off against Harrison. Oh, taking a quick moment here. Now looking at the right field area again. Just watching, making sure nobody opens up that fence. Brody Black having a word, making sure we are good to go. But Bernie Arbor, the site of that home Hamilton effort against the CK Barnstormers tonight, that's going to be the location for the All-Star game here, the IBL 2025 All-Star game. Coming up in just a few weeks. Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to show your support for your favorite Brantford Red Sox hitters. That one a big swing and a big miss. Nikolai Arbach, second strike in quick succession. Kenny Sugi going to return today. Last time we saw him, he was having a 2-run homer. That really opened up this offensive explosion here for the London Majors. We'll see what he can do. A walk and a home run on the ledger for him so far. We'll put Toby Simmons back up in the batter's circle for the 4th time today. Arbach going to face a bunt here. Bateman on third base, taps the glove. Nice throw, gets there in time. Great velocity on that one from Bateman. He's looking like a trained veteran out there at third base as Sugi is retired.
Center fielder number 96.
So Toby Simmons, not much time there to warm up. He'll head right to the batter's box here for his 4th appearance today. Pop out, single, stolen base, and a solo shot home run has been his day so far today. First pitch from Arbach well outside as he tries to find his zone here. Arbach doing a great job to hold this lead to only 5. Francisco Fajardo now warming up. Shortstop surprisingly held scoreless today for how offensively solid he's been this year. That one right down Main Street. Simmons doesn't even give it a chance. A 1-1 now. Arbach could cap off his 2nd inning with no runs if he's able to retire the out here. That one a little bit too low. Watt doesn't even try the frame. That'll be a 2-1 count. So the 2-1 count. 2 outs. Arbach facing Simmons. That one inside on the hands. It will be chopped just fair. Can he make the play on it? He can. I think Arbach wasn't sure whether that one stayed foul. I think he thought it was going to take a bounce. And poor Arbach has to run all the way out, well past first base to go grab that one. So tiny bit of a miscommunication there with the fielding for Arbach. Simmons is once again getting it on base. I think the umps are going to have a quick chat, quick talk it over, see where they saw that one bounce, see if this is a legitimate single. There's the Jeopardy waiting music as the fans in attendance wait to see if we will have a runner on first. We will not. Looks like they're going to send him back. Arbach will get a second chance in this one, so Simmons, they're going to say that one will be a recorded foul. I think that should keep the count at 2-2. So Arbach gets a second chance. Simmons will have to reset on that one. Seems pretty jovial. Not going to question the home plate umpire's call on that one. So here we go. Arbach on the 2-2. Could record his third strikeout in this early bullpen relief appearance. That one struck well, but struck far towards the third base line. Again, generally speaking, London's doing a great job today in these situations. Could be a strikeout pitch. They're able to keep it alive. They're really catching up to the baseball today. That one's going to make it a full count. That's Arbach's spot. He's really liked those kind of breaking horizontal movement pitches off the outside of the plate. A little too far out on that one. Highest leverage pitch of the day. 3-2, full count. Arbach, that was a hittable pitch on the inside of the plate. It'll be chopped. It's a race. Simmons almost got there. What a dive he took to try to stay alive. But Torreson once again looking textbook out there at first base. He will retire the out. And thus the first half of the sixth comes to an end. So Arbach will cap off another solid inning of work there to the bullpen. You got to imagine we'll probably see him maybe 1-2 more innings the way he's looking right now. And with the break we're getting after that game in Toronto on Tuesday, I would say that, you know, you probably let your relievers play a little bit longer. We'll see if we see maybe a guy like Armitage come in to close. He didn't end up pitching on Friday. The Brantford offense going to come back up here. It's going to be Del Vecchio, again, making his second appearance, not just of the game, but of the season. He's making his first start of the year at second base. Then it's Paulos and Bayu. So some big hitters with some real pop potential should Del Vecchio get on base early in this next inning. We'll see if we see any substitutions here. Nick Burdett, in his first game as manager, made a few early substitutions offensively for Brantford on Friday. It looks like we should still be seeing Del Vecchio. Yeah, newer player, you probably want to see him really get his cuts in. Ideally, if you're Nick Burdett, you want to get him 3 full at-bats today, just really get him introduced into this game, especially if it gets out of hand. But right now, the way that leads have been blowing up in the IBL this entire season, a 5-0 lead is very, very little. It's going to be Jose Rios. He'll be returning to the game here once again today. Getting ready for his 6th inning of work. He's a guy that tends to go far into baseball games, at least to this point in the season. Remember, he has yet to record a win on this calendar, this 2025 campaign. He's only 0-1, 12 strikeouts, 22 hits allowed in 18 innings of work. So kind of a tweener, long reliever starter. Nice long start here for him so far today for Rios. Here's Del Vecchio. That one a little bit too low. Rios doesn't pick his spot. Del Vecchio is up 1-0 early. That one chopped foul. Straight back behind home plate. An even 1-1 there. Rios, the 1-1. That one a little bit too wide off the plate. Nice job by Del Vecchio to let that one go by for ball 2. The 2-1. That one hit straight to the shortstop position. He's once again going to make a textbook play. Fajardo, really good reaction time today out there in the infield. He's just, as soon as that ball's off the bat, he knows where it's going. And a lot of the great hitters can kind of put themselves in the shoes of the offense when they are on defense. Fajardo's doing just that today. It'll be another easy ground out play for him. Delvecchio retired to bring up Ethan Palos. His third at bat today. Walked in the first inning, struck out in the third. That one going to be sent right back to Fajardo. This time he's going the other way. But once again, he's making that nice play to first base. Verhoeven will catch that one. 2 quick ground outs for this Red Sox offense. Here comes Jeremy Veilleux. Number 12 is up here. Sees nothing in front of him. Hasn't had any base runners to work with thus far in the game. But Veilleux, remember, he's hitting almost 300. 6 hits. Hasn't been able to turn him into too many RBIs. Just never tends to see runners in scoring position. Only 1 RBI on the campaign. That one's low in the dirt. First ball to Veilleux. The Oakville, Ontario native, we talked about how much he's been cycling in and out of the lineup so far this season. That one a little bit too high this time. Going to go 2-0 here. And Veilleux listed as a catcher on the team's roster, but a guy that can really hit unless they tend to leave him in that DH spot, especially with how Cassidy Watt's been doing defensively so far this season. Half the highlight package you got to think for the Brantford Red Sox so far this year is Cassidy Watt pop time pickoffs at second base. That one now too low. Arias can't find his spot in 2 different vertical directions. Now a perfect 3-0 hitters count. We'll see what Veilleux does with it here. Low, but not low enough. Home plate umpire will give it to him. Keeps the at-bat alive. 3-1 now to Veilleux. That one inside almost hits him. An easy ball call there for ball 4. Veilleux will take the walk over to first base. Keeps this inning alive. 2 outs. And Lucas Bateman, I said he was the X factor. I said he was our player to watch. He's got a chance to prove me right here. Runner on first base. Bateman hitting .357 coming into this game. Similar situation to Veilleux, though. 10 hits, only 4 RBIs. Never tends to have runners in scoring position for him. The Waterloo, Ontario native. Still nobody in scoring position, but he's got Veilleux on first. Arias, crazy movement on that one. Bateman looked kind of taken aback by that first pitch. He's going to look at an 0-1 here. Remember, Bateman flew out and grounded out in the first and fourth, respectively. The pitch. Another good piece of horizontal break on that one. That one just well outside. DeOlio doing a good job to get behind that one. Arias, the 1-1. That one well struck. That'll go over the head of the shortstop and come down. Veilleux, the post fielder, can't make a play on it. Veilleux will scramble. The throw in now to second. Bateman gets there in time. Harrison was waiting, but first real mistake of the day for that outfield defense for the London Majors. Toby Simmons had kind of a weird slip. Glad to see nothing lower body related. He got up relatively okay, but Simmons slipped on it. Veilleux went to check up at second, saw the mistake, and he advanced over to third. So Bateman will put both runners in scoring position on the double there. The walk for Veilleux, the double for Bateman. Here's Cassidy Watt. Biggest opportunity of the day for this Brantford Red Sox offense. He's looking at 2 outs, but 2 base runners. What can Cassidy Watt do? Arias, the pitch. Another great, it's almost a hybrid kind of a curve, kind of a slider. Real nice movement on it. Just couldn't find the zone. 1-0. That one low in the dirt. DeOlio, I don't think he quite found it. Didn't matter. Gonna go 2-0 here, though. I think Arias a little bit shaken by the first time he's really allowed base runners today. Obviously a different mental game when you have batters with a real chance to make you pay now that you got guys on second and third. We'll see what he gives here to Cassidy Watt, a guy that, again, the raw measurables, the raw power tool says he should be able to score some RBIs here, but that one sent straight up. Will it find its way foul? Gonna be close. Verhoeven, a hard crash into the fencing there as that one does just go foul. Wow, Brad Verhoeven really thought he may have a chance at that one and tracked it down quite well. Cassidy Watt will get a second chance. This one will be 2-1 here. Cassidy Watt, remember he's hitting only 143 on the season, but the Coquitlam, BC native, they put him in the 4 spot for a reason. They think he can. They think he can hit in that power position. We'll see if new manager Nick Burdett is proved right. Arias, long wait for the 2-1. Here it comes. That one, well struck. Could find the gap between center and right. Comes down. No dice. Sugi will make the easy play on that one. 2 runners left on base. Nice inning of work there for Vayu and Bateman. Just couldn't quite get the result they were looking for behind him. Watt will fly out. That'll end the bottom of the 6th. And we'll get ready for the 7th. The London Majors doing an exceptional job here on offense, just keeping consistent momentum. Arias still holding the offense scoreless for Brantford through 7 innings, or 6 innings of work so far, I should say. The weather's still nice. We're moving into the later stages of this one here live from Arnold Anderson Stadium. Again, I'm Marshall Crocker. We thank you for joining us here on IBL Brantford Red Sox TV. Come back in just a few moments. We'll see what inning of work we get from the Brantford bullpen here. If they can keep this to 5, I'm feeling pretty good about some of the offensive momentum we've seen. But some of these Brantford hitters towards the bottom of the offense are going to be the ones in high leverage positions. We'll return in just a moment. Thank you for joining us here on IBL Brantford Red Sox YouTube. See you shortly.
Hard line drive up the middle. Whoa! Lindor out of nowhere. How did he do that?
That Lindor can play. I don't know about that hair. And don't get me started on those gloves.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's time for a revolution. The Ref 1X by Ronald.
Get ready, Hamilton. It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game. Grab your tickets now at HamiltonCardinals.com. Because this summer, the stars shine brightest in Hamilton.
And welcome back to coverage of the IBL's Brantford Red Sox, live on YouTube, coming to you from Arnold Anderson Stadium. Now at the top of the 7th inning here, we'll see a new face on the mound for the Brantford Red Sox. Coming out of the bullpen is Koki Tagashi. He's been kind of a workhorse. He's a recent acquisition there to the Brantford bullpen, but he's pitched in 6 innings already in his young IBL campaign. 6.2 innings of work, 13 hits allowed, 11 runs. That's a 10.8 ERA so far in the season for him. Could really use a comeback effort today. 7 walks to 6 strikeouts. That first ball going to go a little bit low in the dirt. So it's going to be a new face hitting here for the London Majors, a gentleman that hasn't appeared so far in this one. That one going to go by there for strike number 1. Similar position. Tagashi looks like he's really trying to get a handle on the bottom of the strike zone here early. Tagashi, that one's going to go over the head of the shortstop. Schmarter can't make a play, and Palos can't quite get there in time. I'll go for a single to open up this inning. Tagashi's first batter will signal in his 3rd hit of the at-bat. So here's Zadunik. That was Fiardo who was substituted out there. And let's see what Zadunik can do here. At a single, then an RBI single, and then a ground out in the 5th inning, so he's 2 for 3 today. Looking at one runner on first base. That one low and outside for ball 1. Tagashi really trying to get a handle there on the low part of the zone, especially wide off the plate for these left-handers. The 1-0. That one going to be sent straight to the second base area. Tries the double play, gets the first, doesn't record the second out. So that'll be Zadunik getting the decision to stay on first base there. The fielder's choice will substitute him out to the first base runner position. Eduardo Diolio going to make his 4th appearance today. An RBI double opened up his game. Then a pop-up and a fly-out out for the 3rd and 5th respectively. He's at 1 and 3, looking at that same first base runner that Zadunik turned into a fielder's choice. Tagashi is going to send that one to the bottom of the plate once again. That time popped foul by Eduardo Diolio. Tagashi's stuff has some good velocity on it, not a ton of horizontal break though, and I think that's why a couple of the batters here early on have caught up to it. Let's see what else he has in the repertoire. That one a little bit high, a little bit of a vertical break, and it will be sent to the right fielder, Brody Black. He'll try to gun him down again. Has the middle throw. He gets him once again. Brody Black is saving full runs today with how great he's been with his arm out there in right field. A guy that sometimes a run saved is a run scored. And some of these great outfielders here for Brantford, I know the stats on the line score don't come up great on offense, but they can do stuff like that. Got the outlet throw there, passed it on to 3rd. And that'll be Zadunik caught on bases at 3rd. So Diolio will record the single there. That's 3 consecutive base runners to score different forms of single fielder's choice single to open up Tagashi's outing on the plate. And that one is going to go for strike 1 here. Tagashi in his first real favorable count of his bullpen appearance. Byron Reichstein here. 1 walk, pop out, and a ground out for him today. Could see another ground out here. Great little spin by Bateman. Gets that one in time. Had the backup plan there should he need it at first, but does retire the runner at 2nd. Good work there from the defense. Again, that throw by Brody Black arguably kept this one to a scoreless top of the 7th. 7th inning stretch will begin here. That run differential still at 5 in this contest between the Majors and the Red Sox. Arias, that's Jose Arias, still the starter, still in the ball game for the London Majors. So when the London Majors offense returns, it'll be Niles, Verhoeven, Harrison. But in the meantime, for the Red Sox, Matt Torresin is listed in the lineup as being the 5th place hitter. We'll see if we see some creative substitutions here from new manager Nick Burdett. So Torresin, Black, and Takioka are going to be your 3 on the ledger here for the Brantford Red Sox. Ren Takioka here. He's really been the standout star. 2 singles early on today, and those are the 2 of the 3 hits the Red Sox have recorded here early in this one. Remember, we had that promising moment bottom of the 6th where it was Bateman following up Veyu's walk with that double that put them in scoring position. Cassidy Watt just couldn't quite execute on that one. So Torres in Black, Takioka, Schmarter, Del Vecchio if we should need them in this one. Again, the rest of the week, if you're looking to watch some more Brantford Red Sox baseball, we encourage you to watch that contest coming up on Tuesday. That's going to be an 8 o'clock, maybe moving to 7 o'clock start time. We'll see when that one's posted on social media. Either way, back here at home in Arnold Anderson Stadium to cap off the 3-game homestand. That'll be against the Toronto Maple Leafs. I believe they're still down against the Welland Jackfish. We'll take a quick out-of-town check for them. But afterwards, they got 2 more contests throughout the first half of the month of June. On Thursday, June the 12th, they are on the road at Barrie. And then Saturday, June 14th, they're on the road at Guelph. So going to be a little while until we see Brantford back at home here. Following the game on Tuesday, I believe on Sunday, that next Sunday, they will return to home action. So 3 games in 4 days. Looking at the out-of-town scoreboard, it's the top of the 6th in that Welland-Toronto contest. Toronto's brought the lead back to only 3. Welland's now up 7-4 in that contest. And for the local rivalry, the Highway 7 rivalry between Guelph and Kitchener, the Panthers are up 4-0 in that contest in the top of the 6th. So our game a little bit ahead of schedule here. And it will be Matt Torsen staying in the game. Torsen's grounded out twice, once in the 2nd, once in the 4th. Back here in the bottom of the 7th. Looking to get this Brantford crowd back on their feet here. That one close in on the hands, going to go for ball 1. Arias only 2 strikeouts in this contest to go along with 3 walks. That one hits squarely to the second baseman, can't make a play on it. It'll take an awkward bounce, just going to park itself out there in right field. Harrison, that one just came at him a little bit too quick. Not sure if they'll, I'd imagine they'll chalk that one up to a single, but could be an argument for an error there as Torsen finds himself on first base. 3rd gentleman today for the Red Sox offense to get a hit. It'll be a single here, and Brody Black, remember that big throw, not only the one there in that last inning in the top of the 7th that recorded the out at 3rd base, but the one even earlier in the game that was a direct punch out that did save a run. That throw to home plate. Black's been great on defense. Let's see what he can do on offense. That one struck immediately. Doesn't have much under it, though. I think Simmons should make the textbook catch underneath it. Alrighty, so first out of the bottom of the 7th there. Black came in swinging hard, but didn't quite have the distance. So Simmons doing a great job out there today. Remember that one kind of weird bobble drop that he had in the bottom of the 6th. That one did let a runner on base, but didn't end up mattering. That was Bateman that would double with that Simmons mistake. Here comes Takioka. Remember, he's got 2 singles on the day today. Keep an eye on him to be the one to bring Matt Torsen at least to second base. No extra base hits so far in this young season for Takioka, but only 15 at-bats now for him since becoming a Red Sox. Oh, he tries the bunt, just misses it. That'll go in the strike column. As Arias didn't even particularly put that one far out. I think Takioka really wanted that close bunt. He wanted the angle out towards first base and didn't quite make contact. The 0-1 here to Takioka. That one well inside on him. That's going to go ball 1. No real movement out there on the first base line for Matt Torsen. I think he's content to let Takioka progress him with the bat. A little bit more of a leadoff this time. Now he will go. And it won't matter. The maybe a hit and run attempt there for Takioka, but he'll send that one foul off to the first base line. Matt Torsen will make the long trip back to the first base running position. Good speed there, though, from Torsen. That one easily would have had a chance at a 2-base effort should Takioka have gotten the ball just fair. Didn't quite do so. Find himself 1-2 here. Arias looking for strikeout number 3. Deals. Takioka, that one will find the gap between first and second. Torsen will get the stop sign. He'll stop it right at second base. And Takioka, his 3rd single of the day. If any of you kids out there are looking to play baseball, you're looking to develop yourself as a contact, consistent, high-average hitter, maybe copy what Ren Takioka's doing, not just this game, but really since he joined the Brantford Red Sox. Really crowds the plate. Remember, he has those 2 HBPs and only 12 at-bats coming into this game. So he crowds the plate, and a nice short swing on there. Makes it easy to get that second baseman to bite, but miss on some of these singles. So runners now on first and second. That's Torsen on second, Takioka on first, and the gentleman in position to score them is Max Schmarter. The shortstop had a nice walk there. I believe a 4-pitch walk in the 3rd inning. Grounded into a double play, though, in the 5th. Let's see what he can do here in his 3rd appearance.
The shortstop, number 9, Max Schmarter.
So a quick mound visit by London manager Roop Shandarat. They'll check on Jose Arias, but he'll stay in the ball game. First time we've seen a relief arm warming up in the bullpen for the majors today. Again, here's Schmarter. That one low, almost in the dirt. Giolio doing a good job to block that one. 1-0 now for Schmarter. He's walked already today on 4 pitches. Be very convenient for him if he can do it again. Let's see what Arias has got on 1-0. That one well swung on by Schmarter. That will find the gap between second and third. Torreson just going to take the stop sign here. Didn't feel like pushing it at home plate, but that will load the bases. The Brantford crowd back on the edge of their seat. They like what they're seeing. And Max Schmarter will become the 4th Brantford hitter to record a hit today. Does so with a single. Here he is, Kevin Delvecchio. Remember, he's making his first start in the lineup today, hitting 9th. The second baseman, a big moment here. This could be one of those moments that that has you remembered by the home crowd for a little while. Delvecchio looking to make a name for himself. He's got 3 runners on the bases, only 1 out here. Arias the first pitch. That one swung on straight back. They're catching up to Arias. I think this Brantford offense has really figured him out this 3rd time through the order. They know what to expect. They know when a pitch is going to break. They know when it isn't. And I would say Arias' stuff in terms of movement's getting a little bit more predictable. Let's see if the Red Sox can take advantage. On deck is Paulos. That one low. Delvecchio's going to let it go by. Done a good job today. Really working these counts into later positions. Just hasn't been able to make great contact when he finally swings. Finds himself 1-1 here, though. That one low and outside off the plate. Again, Delvecchio doing a great job letting it go by. He's going to make Arias work for his 3rd strikeout of the effort today. Now 2-1 count. Torres, Takioka, Schmarter. They're hoping to score here. That one chopped to the shortstop directly. Just double play incoming. Yes, it is. Spikes his helmet in frustration. Delvecchio's mad at that one. The last thing you want to do with the bases loaded is round into a double play. Heartbreak there for Delvecchio. And that will cap off the bottom of the 7th. Heartbreak here at Brantford. As this game that has shown momentum a couple times, has showed potential for Brantford to really break this one open on offense, still has yet to find pay dirt. 5-0 is the deficit currently as the visiting London Majors bring this one to the top of the 8th. Once again, could we see Tagashi come back in, or could we see our 5th pitcher of the day for the Brantford Red Sox? Looks like Tagashi's getting set and warmed up on the plate. So we'll be back here in just a few moments here on IBL Brantford Red Sox YouTube. When we come back, we'll have 2 more innings of work. Maybe we'll go all the way through and bring you to the conclusion. We thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in just a moment. And welcome back, everybody, to IBL Brantford Red Sox YouTube. Marshall Crocker here on the call. As this game comes towards its conclusion, top of the 8th here is going to see Josh Niles making his 4th appearance on offense for the London Majors. The Majors currently holding that 5-0 lead as the Brantford Red Sox look to get their 2nd home win of the season. Niles, remember, he had that error that put him on base, got caught stealing, had a ground rule double that eventually scored, and a hit by pitch today. He's had a very interesting go of it. One of the weirder box score stat lines you'll ever see. He watches the first pitch go by for ball 1. Koki Tagashi's still in the game. Inside hits him. Tagashi gets him right in the upper leg area. Niles going to add to his hit by pitch count for today. That'll be his second in consecutive at-bats. So now Brad Verhoeven will come in, try to make his fourth inning of the day or his fourth outing of the day, I should say, more fruitful. 2 flyouts and a strikeout are his ledger today. One of 2 London hitters at this point without a hit on the day. He's got Niles on first. He's got Harrison behind him in the on-deck circle. We'll see Kenny Sugi after that. Tagashi tries the bunt here. Can he get it to first? The runner will advance to second. Does get the out at first. So the sac bunt will advance Niles. He'll now find himself on second base. And Verhoeven will go 0 for 4, but the sac bunt is effective. And it's something we've seen a lot from this London Majors offense. It's an interesting approach they take where Chatham County on Friday, we talked about how much they're base running and how much trying to elevate with interesting base running plays, trying to keep pitchers looking at base runners. That was kind of their mentality. It's good to see that the London Majors are another unique approach, as that one's fouled off here by Harrison. Their approach seems to be just put guys in scoring position. They like their doubles. They like that gap in between the center and right fielder. They know their spots, and they know that their spots will score runners if they're on second. That always seems to be the priority, especially early in innings with no outs. And Roop Shandarat and this London Majors management doing their best to maximize runs. Could the runner advance? Yes, he will. Cassidy Watt can't catch up to that one. It'll go off the shin pad there. Niles going to advance to third. Still 1-1 count. Tagashi in the second inning of work here. Harrison now. Sugi next on deck. And Toby Simmons could come back up for a 5th time should we need him. Watt's going to have a quick chat, I think, with Tagashi. Home plate umpire will make the jog over. Attendance has dropped a little bit since the start of the ball game, but still a beautiful day here at Arnold Anderson and a great number of loyal fans sticking around, hoping that the Brantford Red Sox offense can bring this one back. Again, they've had runners in scoring position on multiple occasions. They just tend to find rough parts of the lineup when they do get runners in positions to get on the board. So remember, this is Tagashi, the 1-1 to Harrison. That one will go off the bat, sent foul. Harrison wanted that one. Looked a little bit less than pleased with himself. Now 1-2. Tagashi could be the second pitcher to record a strikeout today for the Red Sox. The first being Arbach. He had a pair back in the 5th and 6th. Eels. That one. Good movement. Tagashi's always had that nice slider off the bottom of the plate, but when it misses, it does miss fairly wide. That'll be 2-2 here. Remember, runner's still on third there. That was Niles, got hit by a pitch, advanced on a wild pitch. Now he's on third. That one struck well. The left fielder, Takioka, tries to get under it. What a catch! A jumping effort to bring that one down. The run will score. It'll be 6-0 London Majors, but Takioka did an awesome job to keep that one from another base runner. Leaping stride there. Takioka, one of the shorter outfielders in this Brantford Red Sox team, but he has some absolute hops when he needs them. Does a great job to keep that one down, but the London Majors do score on the sac fly. So sac fly for Harrison. Here comes Sugi. And again, Simmons waiting in the on-deck circle. Would be his 5th AB today, should he his services be needed here in the 8th. Tagashi, this is the 6th batter he's faced today. First pitch for strike. That one a little bit wide off the plate. This will go to an even count. Remember, Sugi homered earlier in this game. A walk, homer, groundout has been his day. That one's going to go for a ball. 2-0 count is posted here at Arnold Anderson. I believe it should be a 2-1. The 2-1 here to Sugi. That one a little bit wide as well. It's going to go to a 3-1 now. No runners on base now that Niles scored on that sac fly, so Tagashi can have a clean slate, clear his head, try to get back in this count. Kicks and deals. That one is in. 3-2 says the home plate umpire. Full count. This is a big pitch if Tagashi wants to end his second inning of work. The pitch. Full count. They got him! I think the London crowd didn't particularly love that one. The London fans may have taken exception, but nice job by Tagashi to bring that one back. I said 3-1. He's got a fresh start, doesn't have base runners to worry about. And I think that's been part of the problem today for the Brantford Red Sox pitching staff as we get ready for their 8th inning of offensive work in the bottom of the 8th. But I think that's a lot of it, is these teams like London, like Welland, they do such a good job with their plate discipline that puts them in positions where you've got base runners to begin with. And then these athletic teams that, some of these top teams like Welland, like Hamilton, like London, every guy on the order is athletic. Every guy has base running potential and is a threat on the first baseline. So these pitchers, I think, they get a little bit more rattled. You have so much more to consider. And Cassidy Watt does a great job, I think, at the catcher position. He can frame really well. He takes a little bit out of the hands of the pitcher. But as a pitcher, you got to give Cassidy Watt stuff to work with for this Brantford pitching staff. And they just haven't on some of these at-bats. It's like once they kind of get rattled a little bit by those base runners, it's hard to bring it back. So I think that's one thing they got to really watch out is less walks will convert into less base runners, will convert into more peace of mind. And I think that is really going to be the huge turnaround if they can really work that out over the course of the season. Because this Brantford pitching staff, nobody can doubt they have great stuff. And those some of those starting performances this year, Pedro de los Santos, the first game I called this season, he was exceptional through 8 innings of work. We saw, I would say Friday, that performance by Connor Irvin there. He's done generally quite well as a starter option this year for the Brantford Red Sox in that game against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. But it's once you get into the bullpen, it's these guys that just momentum, the same way that Brantford offensive momentum is what results in those big innings that they'll often have later in games. Well, the pitching, it goes the other way, right? Once you get that one batter where it rains, it pours. So looking around the IBL as we get ready for another inning of action. Looks like we got a new pitcher. Arias is out of this one. But meanwhile, around the league, it's now 7-5. The Toronto Maple Leafs are making that one close against the Welland Jackfish. That one's in Toronto. Christie Pitts, meanwhile, at Jack Couch Park, remember that battle between the Highway 7 rivals? The Kitchener Panthers still have a 4-0 lead against the Guelph Royals. It's a new pitcher in the ball game. He'll face Ethan Palos. That one wide. Palos looks at ball one. Don't forget, Palos came into today hitting in a very impressive .421. He walked, struck out, and grounded out today, so that average is going to go down a little bit. As he looks at another ball, getting back in a hitter's count, he's a guy that can make pitchers pay. We'll see if he gets himself back in the box score here. That one swung on well, finds the gap between first and second. Palos on the board today. His first hit of this one. It'll be a single that'll bring up Jeremy Veyu with a runner on base. First time he's had a base runner in front of him all day.
The designated hitter, number 12, Jeremy Veyu.
As Jeremy Veyu settles back in here. We'll try to get you an ID here as quick as we can on the pitcher there for the London Majors. First pitch to Veyu. Just barely on the inside half of the plate. A little bit of movement out there for Ethan Palos. He's got enough speed that he should be considered as a base running threat. That one sent up in the air by Veyu, tracking out to right field. Is going to go foul. Sugi thought he might have a chance at it, and he's had a couple good grabs out there in the right field foul track today, but that one won't come back for him. Veyu's had a couple pitchers counts to work through today. This time it's an 0-2. Remember, he grounded out into a double play. Had another ground out, then a walk earlier today. Veyu, that one well struck. Finds the gap in center field. over the head of Francisco Fajardo. Digging for the base as Ethan Paolo slides into third. Veyu slides into second. He got him. Veyu will be out. He tried to dig for second. I think they just wanted to put as many guys in scoring position as possible. Hope Veyu's okay. Got up in a little bit of discomfort, but the trainer will pause. Looks like he's all right. Veyu will jog it off, but he'll at least get Palos to third. Second time the Brantford Red Sox have got a base runner on third base. And Lucas Bateman, my player of the game, he's the guy that I want to see if I'm the Brantford Red Sox fans. As the sun really comes out now, some of those clouds that were above the pagoda that were keeping the visibility pretty reasonable. Now the fielders might have something to work against, a couple guys throwing their shades on. That one will just hit Bateman. It'll clip the elbow, first pitch. And runners on the corners now for the Brantford Red Sox.
The catcher, number 15, Cassidy Watt.
Alrighty, so Lucas Bateman. First hit by pitch by a London Majors pitcher so far today. And it's going to be Cassidy Watt here making his fourth appearance. He's flew out in all three of his at-bats so far. That's Alvarez de Lugo, by the way, now pitching out of relief for the Majors. That'll go wide for the first ball of this at-bat. Again, Watt making relatively good contact. There's just always an outfielder there ready for him. That one sent a little lower, but right to the shortstop. Could this be the second double play of the game? Yes, it is. Heartbreakingly, again, runners in scoring positions for Brantford. The worst time to put the ball on the ground into a double play, and now it's happened back-to-back innings. Heartbreaking here for the Brantford Red Sox as the Majors keep this game scoreless. One more inning left to work. We'll head into the ninth inning. We'll stay right through on this one. Only a few more minutes left here on IBL Brantford Red Sox YouTube. Bottom of the ninth, we've seen some magic here in the IBL this season. Don't forget, early in the year, there was that game against the Hamilton Cardinals where the Brantford Red Sox almost brought it back against Fernando Rodney, of all players. Remember that, the 48-year-old ex-MLB great. He's pitching now in the IBL for the Hamilton Cardinals, and the Red Sox really take advantage of his pitching effort in that game earlier on in the year. But since then, the ninth inning, not so much been Brantford's specialty, but all around the IBL, we've seen late-game comebacks. And those of you watching at home on IBL Brantford Red Sox YouTube, first of all, we thank you. Second of all, we remind you, reverse tariff season here at Arnold Anderson Stadium. We'd love to see some of you guys coming out in person. Again, my name is Marshall Crocker. I'm a taller gentleman, big mustache. I'm probably the only guy in the facility wearing a dress shirt, so if you ever see me, feel free to come by and say hi. Love to see you guys watching out there at home, and to the London Majors fans that are tuning in for today to catch their team. Probably pretty happy with what they've seen so far, not just in the offensive sense, but on the mound today. Jose Arias threw 7 innings, no runs allowed. He looked impenetrable. As we get ready, it's going to be Koki Togashi staying on the mound. He's going to try to cap off his day with his 9th inning of the season. He's done a relatively decent job here today. I mean, a couple sacrifice situations against him. Again, the London Majors, we talked about Roop Shandarat, and that management staff strategy has really just been putting guys in scoring position. So that's got his ledger looking a little bit weird. The 7th wasn't the strongest for him. It was a single, fielder's choice, a single. But then a ground out ended that inning, and then Niles got hit by a pitch for the second time on his day. That was in the 8th inning. Then a sac bunt, sac fly, that ended that inning. So it's going to be Josh Simmons. He's back in this one after Kenny Sugi made his appearance last inning. So the top of the order is going to cap this one off here for the Majors. That's going to be started by Toby Simmons. If Togashi can keep this 1-6, he'll give the offense a chance, but tall task against Simmons, who's 2 for 4 today. A single, a stolen base, and a solo home run. The highlights of his box score. The sun really starting to beat down here at Arnold Anderson. That one finds the bottom corner of the zone. Nice first pitch by Togashi. He's got some good velocity on that fastball when he wants to work it. I don't think Simmons had quite gotten used to quick fastballs today. Second quick strike in succession here for Togashi. Simmons has yet to strike out today. Could this be the first? Swung on, popped foul. Ball stays at 0-2 count. Just a few minutes before 4:30 here in this one. Top of the ninth, Tagashi Simmons, 0-2. Kicks and deals. That one swung on by Simmons. Paolo should be able to track that one well in center field. Nothing really under it. Textbook by Palos. First out of the inning. Haven't really seen the London Majors kind of strand a ball out there in center field yet. That's been the spot that Brantford's been getting killed out there on the flyouts. But Simmons will fly out to open up this inning. And Dre Emerald will come in here. Substituted in for Francisco Fiardo earlier in this one. Tucker Zadunik in the batter's circle. Waiting should he get a runner on base. Eduardo De Olio may be needed as well. Tagashi, first pitch in for a strike. Favorable bottom of the zone today for these Brantford pitchers, which is benefiting Tagashi a little bit more than it benefited our first two pitchers of the day. That one swung on, sent foul. Another quick 0-2 count here from Tagashi. He's working through this top of the ninth in pretty quick succession. O2 here for Emerald. That one swung on, pop foul again. Birdie Black did a quick jog just to give it its fair shot, but that will be sent foul. Sun absolutely beaten down. I'd say it's about 4 or 5 degrees hotter than when this game started. Tagashi on the 0-2. That one low and in the dirt. Watt doing a good job to get behind it, prevent the wild pitch. Just want to take a quick moment here before we wrap up this broadcast at the end of this inning. I want to thank our awesome crew here at Arnold Anderson Stadium that makes this IBL Brantford Red Sox broadcast possible. I want to thank my director, first and foremost. The awesome Brandon does a great job executing every day from the directorial position and knows his way around making some graphics as well. He and I have been working to get the visuals out there for you on YouTube. Worked up a little bit, and we're always refining through it the course of the season. A little bit of camera trouble today, but he is the guy holding us down. He gets it nice and figured out. So we thank Brandon. We also thank our third base cameraman, Neil Montour. Sebastian Jones also recorded as out there on the third base line. That one going to be sent just foul. Bateman tried at it, but no dice. And we thank Ryan Kennedy, who's out there on first base, holding us down on the cameras today. We thank them for what they're doing. I know they've had some trouble with their equipment today, but they do an exceptional job. They were awesome in that broadcast on Friday against Chatham Kent. And our awesome volunteers are almost full-time here with the Brantford Red Sox. We thank them for what they do. That one struck. That's going to go foul again. A little bit of a half fence climb there by Matt Torreson, but unfortunately didn't really have a chance at that one. Count will say 2-2 for Emerald. Tagashi doing a good job to never really give the batters opportunities to send that ball the right way. He's able to hold them scoreless. Tagashi's really improving that ERA, probably up 2 ticks now. That one up right towards the face of Dre Emerald, but that one will stay in Watt's catching distance. That'll make it a full count. 3-2, 1 out. Nobody on base here for the Majors. Big pitch for Tagashi. Kicks and deals. That one, well hit ball there to left field. Can Takioka get under that one on the warning track? Did he catch that ball? I think he did. Exceptional effort once again by Ren Takioka. Made that jumping catch in the last inning. That one would have been hard to track. The beating sun into the shade from that tree out there in left field. It never really looked like he couldn't get a hand on it, so he's doing an exceptional job, and he's 3 for 4 today. So Takioka, if the Red Sox are able to bring this one back, he's got a great argument for best player overall. All right, so Tucker Zanunik will come up. 2 outs here in the inning. Exceptional ninth for Tagashi. On deck is Diolio. That one fouled right off to the third base area. Over the bullpen. Ball boy's going to provide some backups here for the ump. Count's going to be 0-1. Remember Zdunek today. Single, another RBI single, a ground out, then a fielder's choice. So he's been on base 3 times today. That one well off below the plate. Wild pitch, but nobody on base to take advantage. The 1-1 now. Tagashi versus Zdunek. Zdunek, that one well hit. Center field gap. Palos, did he get that? No, he didn't. Came very close. The fans in attendance and myself, I thought he got under that one, but just barely misplays it with the glove. Does a great job, though, to keep that to only a single. Had that got by him, that one could have been exceptionally damaging. So Zdunek on 4th base, standing up for his 4th time today. 3rd single, one of them an RBI. Eduardo De Olio, he's 2 for 4 today. RBI double in the 1st inning, had a single in the 7th. Byron Reichstein will now take the position in the batter's circle should his services be needed. The catcher looking for an extra base hit, trying to record his 2nd RBI of the day. That one, good vertical movement, but just too far on the inside of the hands. That's going to go 1-0. Oh, pickoff attempt here. Zdunek maybe a little bit too far off the plate for his liking. Tagashi, the 1-0, now the 1-1. Big swing and a miss on that one. Should correct myself. We got a pinch runner there running now for Zdunek, so still a runner on first. The 1-1 for Tagashi. He's got 2 outs if he can cap this ninth inning off. He'll try it again. Still no dice. Obvious threat with the pinch runner. Want to be making sure you don't give up that easy steal. Now he's had his 2 attempts, so the base runner will take an even further step off first base. A big lead. Will we see a hit and run attempt? We won't. Watt, though, he thought he was going to need to gun him down there, and he's done a great job doing so today. So good instincts by the back catch. That'll give Diolio a free ball. It's now 2-1. Runner does go this time. Watt, the pop. He got him again. Cassidy Watt has just been a base runner's worst nightmare today. Awesome job defensively by the back catch. Maybe the final time we'll see the London Majors offense today. They've done a great job today, putting themselves up 6-0, but the Brantford Red Sox offense, if they can make magic, we'll thank Tagashi for keeping us in it, and it'll get these fans that have remained around on this what's become a very hot afternoon here at Arnold Anderson. They could send them home happy. Same reliever from the 8th is going to return here for the bottom of the 9th. He'll try to cap this one off. And once again, we thank you all for watching so much today. It's been a really fun day. We thank you guys for taking the time here to come check us out on IBL Brantford Red Sox YouTube. If memory serves, I believe there may be an Oilers-Panthers playoff game there tonight. So those of you looking for the Canadian Stanley Cup that I think pretty much all of us, I know that a lot of Maple Leafs fans here in the Ontario area, but let's be honest, we just want to see a Canadian team succeed. That game going to be coming up, I believe, this evening. And don't forget, for IBL action, if you're looking for some more IBL baseball here on a lovely Sunday afternoon into the evening, Chatham Kent making the trip down the road to face the Hamilton Cardinals at Burney Arbor, the venue for the 2025 IBL All-Star Game. Don't forget about that one coming up in just a few weeks' time if you want to make the trip out. Tickets are now available. The crowd's actually picked back up. We've had some fans, I think, return to this game now that the weather's gotten extra nice, and that little Brantford Red Sox offensive resurgence we've seen in the last couple innings. I think there's a little bit of optimism around here at the crowd, which is good to see for a 6-0 ball game. I know it was a big talking point for Carlos Verde and I on Friday. We talked it to death, but the local culture, the local community, and kind of the resurgence of this Brantford Red Sox organization, it's awesome to see. A rough couple years, new ownership by Terry Smith. He comes in and acquires the team. And the 15-time IBL champions great history behind this organization, and an awesome fan base. And I'm so glad they turned out in droves. They get really excited when these big plays happen, and I desperately hope, not just for the team's sake, but for the fans' sake, these close opportunities, these, going the wrong way opportunities, these moments that you're on the edge of success and we find despair. If they can start turning around, not only is this team going to get better, but this very deserved Brantford community, this very deserved Brantford crowd is going to start getting the results they deserve. Today could be the start of it. Here's Matt Torreson. He's up for his 5th time today. Again, playing first base and has done an exceptional job defensively in doing so. He's 1 for 3, 2 ground outs and a single. That one going to go by him for ball 1. Torreson, Black, Takioka going to be your 3 for this bottom of the 9th. Another low and off the plate one there. Now 2-0 to Torreson. All right, the 2-0. That one well hit. Very well hit to the left field area. Gets down, Matt Torreson. He'll be held at first. He may have had a shot at 2, but he plays it safe. He'll let the hitters behind him do the work. Bottom of the 9th, started off well. Torreson, back-to-back doubles, 1 in the 7th, now 1 in the 9th. And Brody Black, who I've said before this game, he's saved a couple runs with how well he's done there defensively in the outfield. The way he's gunning down runners at third has been exceptional. Let's see if he can put a runner on third, this time for his team. He's 0 for 3 today, 2 ground outs and a strikeout. This would be a big at-bat for him. That one, right down Main Street, going to go 0-1 here. Torreson on first, Takioka and Schmarter behind him in the order. The 0-1. Good movement, but not high enough. That's a 1-1 here. That is a right-hander, Alvarez de Lugo. He throws 1-1. Big swing, but a big miss by Black. If that one had connected, Toby Simmons would have been doing some cardio out there at center field. Let's go Red Sox chant starting here at Arnold Anderson. A 1-2 count here for Black. His biggest moment of the day, arguably for the entire Brantford offense. The 1-2, that one's set to right field. That one should come down. Stays fair. The base runners will go. Black will go for second. Will he get the green light? He'll get the stop sign. Torreson thought about it. Runners now on second and third. Black with the double to put himself in the box score for today. Ren Takioka, he's got 3 singles today. He's coming back up. Brantford Red Sox fans, you liking what you're seeing at home? London Majors fans, I think you've had about 9.5 or 8.5 innings of pretty certain victory. Brantford putting it into question for the first time today. Runners on second and third. Takioka, 3 singles on the day. He was hitting 250 coming into this one. He'll come out almost 400 with his small sample size. And remember, he's been hit by pitches 3 times now in this young season. Watch him as a threat to crowd the plate here. DeLugo will put that one right down Main Street. First strike here. No outs yet in the inning. The 0-1 by DeLugo. That one swung on. Going to go straight to the shortstop. The runner will come back. Takioka, did he get there in time? Wow, that was an interesting situation we had there. First baseman had to make a ranging jump in the air to bring that ball down. Takioka is going to be called out at first, but what he did do was sacrifice himself for the greater good. The first run of the day for the Brantford Red Sox here in the bottom of the 9th. Matt Torreson sent home there by that fielder's choice. So Takioka will be the first RBI for this team, and it's well-deserved with his 3 singles today. Now Max Schmarter watches that first one go by for ball 1. So the rundown, the reminder for you, Brody Black on second base. Takioka recorded out there. 1 out in the inning. This is Max Schmarter. Oh, almost makes contact. The bat just barely misses the barrel on that ball. 1-1, 1 out here for Max Schmarter. A walk, grounded out into a double play, then a single in the 7th inning for him today. Kevin Delvecchio up next in the order. That one struck up and out. We'll see if it finds its way foul. Ranging back to the fence is Sugi, and that one comes down just in time. It'll be a 1-2 count, but Schmarter will have another chance at it. Now 1-2 against Alvarez de Lugo, getting the call to close today. Schmarter, Delvecchio, and I bet this Red Sox offense would like if Ethan Paolo's got another chance to come up here in a few batters. He's been exceptional. The 1-2 from DeLugo to Schmarter. That one well hit. Breaking ball came down, but it gets down in time. Nice fielding play there by the left fielder. The runner will stay on base. That one was close, but a great job there by the left fielder. That's that substitute pinch runner. I don't have an ID on him, but the guy that came in for Zaduna, great job out there in left field. It's another one of those things, a lot of tough plays by outfielders can look easy when you get that great initial reaction. That's exactly what happened there. And so the Brantford Red Sox, they find themselves in a rough spot. Down 5, 1 on second, 2 outs. Kevin Delvecchio 0 for 3 today. Would be a huge time to get his first hit for the Red Sox. Strike 1 for DeLugo. Paulos now on base, or on the on-deck circle, I should say. The 0-1 from DeLugo. Oh, crazy movement on that pitch. What a curve to find the zone here. 0-2 could be the final pitch of the day. What's Delvecchio got there? 2 outs, 2 strikes. DeLugo looking to cap this one off for the majors. That one swung on. He'll keep it alive. Popped it back directly over home plate. So Delvecchio, remember, he's grounded out twice, once into a double play in that crucial moment in the 7th inning. He'd like to make good on that one. Also flew out in the 3rd. 0-2, 2 outs. That one's outside. He'll keep it alive again. Delvecchio. That's gutsy. A strike would have ended the game. Did a great job there to let that one go by for ball 1. Can be really hard to work your way back in these pitchers' counts to end a game. The 1-2. DeLugo to Delvecchio. That one swung on. It will get down into left field. Coming around is the base runner. And he'll score. The Brantford Red Sox keep this one alive. 6-2. As Brody Black will score his first run of the day. Nice job there to get that ball down. First hit as a Brantford Red Sox for Kevin Delvecchio.
The center fielder, number 13, Ethan Paulos.
Well, we get the top of the order back. It's going to be Paulos, Veyu, and Bateman should we need all 3 of those gentlemen. They've hit exceptionally well, not just today, but this whole season. Paulos, he's 2 for 4. He watches that one go by for the first ball. Delvecchio now on first. That one outside again. DeLugo's been pretty good finding the outside corner of the zone today. This at bat, not so much. 2-0 now. One swing could end it. Could also bring it to within 2. That one, shortstop's going to have a chance at it. Slides, can't make the play. Not even worthy of an error. That would have been tough to get in the first place, but no dice there. I believe that was Amaral. Couldn't quite make the play at the shortstop position. Now 2 runners on base. Paulos, his second single of the day. Here comes Jeremy Veyu. He was caught rounding second base in what would have been a double in that last inning of work. First time today that a batter for the Red Sox has batted in consecutive innings. I think DeLugo might be getting might be taking the trip back to the dugout. Looks like he will be. Putting a little bit of pressure on. The Red Sox have at least got the majors to expend another pitcher. All righty. So let's go Red Sox. Chanting out on the organ. They've got runners in, 1 runner in scoring position, 1 on first. Vayu into Bateman will be your next two. Let's hear it at home. Those of you in the YouTube chat. Nate Bennett will come in for the Guelph Majors. He'll try to close it out. DeLugo came close. He'll see what he can do here. For those of you watching at home at IBL Brantford Red Sox YouTube, whether you're a Red Sox fan or a Majors fan, let us know what you're feeling right now. Like I said, the Majors fans really probably not feeling under duress, particularly through most of this one, but the Brantford Red Sox offense, I talked about these electric IBL comebacks this year. This one could take the crown. Bennett and Diolio, that's going to be the pitcher-catcher matchup for, again, what could be the final batter of the game for the Majors, but could have said that over the last three. We'll cap off here as Bennett continues his warm-up. Get some of the post-game housekeeping out of the way. Don't forget, Red Sox fans, Tuesday night is going to be the final game of this three-game homestand over the last 2 days. Next 2 days, that's about the Toronto Maple Leafs on Tuesday nights. After that, you got a bit of a break for home action until next Sunday. In the meantime, the Red Sox will go on the road to face the Baycats on Thursday and the Royals on Saturday. That's what you got ahead for the Brantford Red Sox broadcast here, live on YouTube. Graham Tebbett's going to get the substitution. Vayu out, Tebbett in. Graham Tebbett, one of the shining stars here for this Brantford Red Sox team. Had some great fan support there on Friday night in that Chatham-Kent Barnstormers effort. The YouTube chat loved Graham Tebbett. He'll get the call in here in a crucial moment in the ninth. That one a big swing. Big miss, though. That ball just had enough vertical break to drop past him. The 0-1 now from Bennett. He's substituted in there for DeLugo. The Majors fans, your next home game is going to be next Friday, June the 13th against the Kitchener Panthers. The 0-1. That one popped foul. Going to put himself in a 0-2 count. This could be the final pitch. Bennett's first AB of the day. He could go 1 for 1 on strikes. Or he could be the man that lets Tebbett open this inning up even further. 0-2, 2 outs. Does he go around? No swings as the first base umpire. He'll keep this one alive. 1-2 now for Graham Tebbett. Tebbett, the tall outfielder. Today he's coming in as a DH. Remember, Bateman on the batter's circle. Should he be needed? 1-2. This one from Bennett. Swing and a miss. They needed another arm to do it, but Nate Bennett's the man. He'll finish this one off for the Guelph Majors, or for the London Majors, pardon me. As the Brantford Red Sox, they tried to bring it back. They got a few runners on base. That offense really started to wake up here in the ninth, but it was a tick too late. 6-2 going to be your final score for the London Majors as they take down the Brantford Red Sox. We saw some good fan support from the away crowd here on the IBL Brantford Red Sox YouTube channel today, so they'll come away happy with this one. The Brantford Red Sox going to fall to 1-9, but a one that, again, the hardest earned 1-9 you'll see in a long time. This one, they brought the run differential a little bit closer, but so far through 2 games in the 3-game homestand, no dice as of yet on the winner's column, but the Toronto Maple Leafs not exactly coming off the finest run of form, especially defensively, so Tuesday night's contest could be a little bit closer, and at the very minimum, the stats projected that one will be pretty high scoring. So keep an eye on that. Looking at our full game scoreboard here, remember that'll drop the Brantford Red Sox to 1-9. That'll bring the London Majors up to 8-4 now after 7-4 coming into this contest. The Welland Jackfish, I believe, are going to win that one against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So 2 teams in the IBL should still have 8 wins apiece after today's action, and that'll keep the Welland Jackfish #1 in the IBL standings. But we thank you again for watching here on IBL Brantford Red Sox YouTube, live from Arnold Anderson Stadium. A couple of fans might go on the field for a photo opportunity. An awesome crowd here on a lovely Sunday of baseball as the kids run out to take their ceremonial photo. The sun has come out, nice and warm. This is the perfect day for baseball. Hope everybody in attendance had a great one. Hope you guys watching at home had a great one. Remember, reverse tariff season here for the Brantford Red Sox. These games have been a ton of fun. Lots of activations, lots of fun stuff. Awesome to see new team owner Terry Smith been so active in this team. And this really does feel like a new era of Brantford Red Sox baseball. even if the win column hasn't quite reflected it. So Tuesday night, I shouldn't be solo again. I should be joined once again by somebody up here in the color booth. You'll see Carlos Verde, I'd imagine, pretty soon, if not on Tuesday, sometime throughout the rest of the season. I know he and I had a really good time on Friday. I think the people at home enjoyed it. Hopefully you're still enjoying this new season of Brantford Red Sox broadcast, and whoever we got on the call on Tuesday with me, I'm excited for another great evening of baseball. So as the Majors take down the Red Sox 6-2, that'll wrap it up for this contest. Go check out that Chatham-Kent Barnstormers Hamilton Cardinals game tonight if you're looking for any more IBL action. 6:30 start time on that one. And we'll be back live Tuesday night, 7 o'clock start time here live at Arnold Anderson. We hope you'll join us. We thank you for watching, taking time out of your Sunday. And that'll wrap it up for us here at the IBL Brantford Red Sox YouTube channel. For the entire crew, I'm Marshall Crocker. We'll see you very soon.